excited that you've taken time out to tune in to the Ella Johnson Show. I hope you enjoy the broadcast. So sit back, relax, and I'll see you at the end of the show. You know, one day someone asked me, Ella, why do you do talk shows? Like, why is this so important to you? I said, because I want people to know that God does use us. Because sometimes things don't happen to you. They happen through you. And now it's time for the Ella Johnson Show, where we set the table for real talk conversations. So stay tuned. It's all coming up next. The Ella Johnson Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ella Johnson Show. I am so excited about tonight's broadcast. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you're watching from Facebook, do me a favor right now. Just takes 2 seconds. Share the broadcast. I want everyone in your timeline and everyone on their timeline to watch this broadcast tonight. It's going to be very interesting. If you're watching from YouTube, thank you as well. But do me a favor and go ahead and subscribe to my channel since you're already there, right? So just subscribe so that you can now be aware of every time I have a show, right? So it's Saturday night, guys. Are y'all excited? Hello to my guests here tonight. Are you guys excited?
Yes.
No
doubt. No doubt.
We've had a whole conversation behind the scenes tonight, guys. But now you guys are going to get to hear what we were talking about. So I just want to say, first of all, Coach, sorry about the L last night, but it was a great game. You guys gave it all you had, gave it all you got, right? So we'll get them. We'll get them next time. We brush it off. We keep it moving. So I want to introduce you guys to everyone. First, we have Jennifer Bailey. Jennifer graduated from Excel High School. She has been married to Matthew for 20 years. That's a long time. Did you guys get married in high school?
Right after.
You were married. She has a mom. She's a mom of 3 daughters. She's the lead home visitor for HIPPY. Let me tell you what that stands for. It's the home instruction for parents of preschool youngsters. That's pretty amazing. All right. And what that does is that it applies. She gets the opportunity to meet parents and children all across the county supporting families. So I'm giving you a new name, Jennifer. You are the community connector. Welcome to the Ella Johnson Show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Then we have Ernie Williams in the house. This is an alumni right here, guys. He played football for County High. Listen, I've never seen anyone other than me that's so passionate about Monroe County High School like this. I love the high. Right here. What? So he graduated in 89. He played MCHS football from 86 all the way up to 89. His position was linebacker, as you can tell. He was linebacker, offensive line. He currently lives in South Carolina, and he served in the U.S. Army with the 9th Cavalry Buffalo Soldiers until he blew out his knee while training for an air assault. So first of all, thank you for your service. And
no doubt. I appreciate that.
Welcome to the Ella Johnson Show, Ernie.
My honor.
Yeah. All right, guys. And then we have the man of the hour sitting over here, Coach Robert Wilkerson. Listen, he's from McCalla, Alabama. He has been a history teacher all over schools in Alabama. Too many to name. He'll tell you a little bit more. He has been a weightlifting coach before. And now he is a football coach right here. First year, Monroe County High School's head coach. He is married. He's been married for 16 years, and his daughter, Tatum, 13 years old. Welcome to the Ella Johnson Show, and welcome to Monroe County High School, Robert.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, guys. So listen, y'all already know what this is. Y'all know that's how we stay when we get ready to talk about something deep, right?
No doubt.
MCHS was in the news, guys, recently. WKRG picked up on a post that was put out on social media. And I have that post for you guys to see tonight. Nope, that's not the right one. We're going to get to the post. Oh, it's up here. There we go. I had it first. I want you guys to see this post because this is what's going to start our conversation tonight. This is where all the hype came. So let me move my little tickler here so we can see it all. Let me read it. I should not post this, but this needs to be said. I'm proud of my players tonight for battling because they deal with so much stuff that is just unnecessary. As a coach, you want stuff done right for the kids, but no matter how hard you try, there are obstacles that pop up. The community wants the kids to be disciplined, but won't show any support. Heck, we need people at the game that are not placing bets on our kids to lose, a cameraman, because tonight we have zero film, a reliable chain crew, not teenagers, a trainer or a nurse for injuries. Me and my staff are going to keep pushing to get better, but we need the community to help us. How am I supposed to get your kids opportunities to be recruited when we got to get the other team's film? We want our offensive line to get better, but our sled sitting on bricks with no bags or shoot to work pad level. So before we go into the kids not caring or not being motivated, explain to me, what have the adults around them done to motivate them to play hard? That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's sad.
So we're going to talk about it. Let's get this out of the way. So, Coach, when you wrote, do you have any regrets writing that post?
I don't.
Okay.
I grew up in a family like sometimes some things gotta be said. I mean, if you're gonna if you're passionate about something, I've been around enough coaches and people in my life. When you're passionate about something, you explain it. I didn't call out anybody that I didn't try to offend anybody. But if you took offense to it, that's on you as a person because you got to be able to say, hey, what's best for the kids? That's the only thing I'm talking about. What's best for the kids? I'm not worried about me. I'm not worried about my paycheck. Like I told the kids when I got the job, like I'm not here because of the paycheck. I said I've been doing this 22 years. I came here because the principal asked me to. He asked me to do the best job I could, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give them the best opportunities I can. And the thing is, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. No, go ahead.
So, in order to do that, you have to fix the infrastructure, and the infrastructure is all messed up. I mean, when you walk around the field house, it's not cleaned. There's ceiling tile falling. They've came in and upgraded some and tried to fix a few things, but at the same time, other schools are getting updated field houses or getting renovations. That's much needed. And it's been a 10 or 15 year process that this has happened. And I can go back to 2007 to 8 when I was working at Atmore where, they were working on the building, doing things here and there, but it was the same thing. And when I got the job, people were explaining to me what was going on. Like, hey, this is happening, that is happening, this and that. And then I saw it. And then we got into the meat and potatoes of actually playing football. And that's when I was like, yo, we are very far behind. Like we're behind in everything structurally or just in general, the infrastructure of the program. There are things our kids shouldn't have to worry about. Like when I played ball, there were certain things kids didn't have to worry about. They had to worry about pregame meal or pregame meal not being on time. Having reliable people to be at the games. Having things like, a good chain crew, jerseys, shoulder pads, helmets. Those were things that we always had. It was when you was in junior high, you got the high school jerseys. When the high school got new jerseys, you got helmets. You got, it might have been the high school reconditioned helmet because the high school getting new helmets. That was the thing. Like now it's like our middle school and the high school, we're sharing equipment.
That's a shame.
Like, and people don't realize that. Like, when those when our JV middle school had to go play ball, they're wearing high school helmets, like borrowing the high school's helmets. They're borrowing the high school jerseys or, the pants. Heck, in the games, we were, in the games, we were, like last year, they were sharing the blue pants with the middle school. They were wearing middle school pants.
That's not funny. That's unacceptable, Coach.
Or the middle school or the high school using middle school helmets. Because the thing is, all these things had to be addressed. But then turn around, they're like, hey, we need to get this addressed. We need to get this fixed. But like I said, it came down to the support. The only way you can pay for those things is having people at the football games. You can't fundraise yourself out of it. You can't do those things. If you want to be like, if you want to be a top tier program, you got to have people butts in the seats. That's all it is to it. And people are going to say, well, I heard people say, well, why don't y'all fundraise? Like you're not participating in fundraising. Why don't you do this? Why don't you sell this at the game? I said, but the thing is, you have to come to the game in order to buy the stuff. You can set up online stores, you can set up everything you want, but you're not coming to the school, you're not walking into the stadium. And people are like, well, it's the parking, it's this, it's that. But they'll drive to Jackson and go to a game, pay the parking, pay to get in the game, to watch the game. Or they'll go down the street somewhere else. They'll go watch Saraland play. They'll go do this and they'll go do that. And I'm like, and then when you think about it, especially in Monroe, where you have all, anywhere, you go to the Classic, you go to any kind of major HBCU college game, you paying $100 a ticket to park, and then you paying for $200 to go into the game and paying all that stuff, but you can't pay the $5 to park, which supports our band. Yeah. And then you turn around and don't want to pay the $8 ticket. So if 5,000 people show up at the game, pay $8 ticket, that puts you right. Like now you got some bills you can pay. But we're breaking, like last Friday night when I wrote the post, we didn't even break even. And I had to buy, I can go into the cost of stuff. But right now, like just to get us equipped, we went almost $15,000 in the hole because we were that far behind. Like
I want to definitely break it because Derek, I want you to know I saw your post and we're definitely going to address that. But I want to ask you something, Jennifer. When it comes to football is considered an extracurricular activity in the school, right?
Right.
And where does the money from that come from? Is that something that's brought from the state funds, or is that coming out of the pockets of your fundraisers? Who supports school sports when it comes to?
It's the community and the school board. That money is allocated from the school board to each school. And then after that, what doesn't get brought from the school board, you've got parents out here busting the pavement trying to make sure our kids has got what they got.
So the school board, so I'm understanding that Monroe County School Board should bear some of this expense as well, yes?
I'd say so.
Okay.
I'm not very familiar with what the school board does or how they do it or how the money's allocated. I have no idea to even speak on it, but it seems like it should be.
Okay. Because this is what I think, and this is what I'm getting from people. And I'm just being 100. What I'm getting from people is, okay, yes, we can raise money. We can have fundraisers and everything, but we still have to hold people responsible who's supposed to give that money to the school. Mm-hmm. How does a school board decide how much money to give their kids? What constitutes that total amount? Where does it come from? Is it how many kids are in the school? How much grant money they've asked for? Like how does that work? Does anybody know?
Well, here's the thing when it comes to schools. Excuse me. They're like nowadays, especially since we were talking about the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. You got to realize something. You had proration hit. When proration hit and No Child Left Behind hit, schools lost funding. So you used to have an athletic budget. That's the thing. Now, so what happened is you had a budget at the beginning of the year that everybody got. But then what happened was when proration hit and you got to realize for 10 years, 15 years, teachers didn't get a raise. So you had to realize a lot of that stuff fed into it. You had to think about the funding that happened. It's just not the school board. But what happened was then it went and shifted to the school itself. That's why city schools are more successful than county schools, because the county they will allocate certain funds, but like once the program is started, you have to stand on your own 2 feet. You have to have people come to the games. That way you have a booster club. That way you have those things. The system is not going to cut you a check for $50,000 because they got to spread that across the whole system. If it's 5 schools in a county system and one year they decide, hey, we're going to build this school of turf. Well, the next year they got to build a turf. If they build a school of field house, then the next year they got to build the next school of field house. So that's how they do those things. So like when we got the track built, that was considered part of our money that was going towards anything. So it's not the school board itself. It's the people come to the games. Like if you go to Saraland, it's not the school board that pay for that stuff. They built Saraland, like it's Saraland City Schools, but tax dollars and people funneling into the system and coming to the games makes a big difference. At Saraland, you're getting a $30,000 gate. Over here at Monroe County, you're getting luckily $1,000 gate, a $2,000 gate. If the away team travels well, you might get $4,000 or $5,000. But after all the bills, the refs, the light bill, and all that stuff, you might get $4,000 or $5,000. You might maybe get $1,000 out of it. So it's always going to come down to the support of the community, the support of the people. That's what it's going to come down to.
Okay.
Like like this, like even in college, like these major D1 schools, it's not the school that pay for it, it's the fans. If fans don't come to the game, they're not gonna be able to pay the bills.
Right.
And then like the popularity, you know what I'm saying, of the sport blows up. So when you start getting TV contracts, stuff like that, that's where they make their money. In high school, it's all about attendance. We're just not the only school that deal with it. When I was at the Moppers and we won, I think we averaged 10 games a year. There was sometimes where like our gates were kind of shoddy, but we had a very strong booster club that we did yearly fundraisers. You got to realize something here. I know for the last 3 or 4 years they didn't do a true booster club fundraiser because they didn't have to. They don't have people to participate, and that's the thing that my post is about. It's about participation.
I hear you. Who makes up the booster club?
Parents.
Who is that supposed to be? Parents.
It's
Parents
parents
of
of,
athletes, cheerleader
Yes.
parents.
Right.
Okay. So what is the booster club looking like at Monroe County High School? What is it?
You know, honestly, they were doing it like the booster club rely on fans, like the participation part of it. So you can get certain moms and granddads and aunties and stuff like that to work in it. But they sell concessions, they do things like that. They do all the little work that, you know, pay stuff that the school, like the football team can't pay for. But if they don't get participation from parents, like us, we got 3 or 4 parents to do all the work. Like, all the work. Now you got 40-some kids, and you got parents that are in and out, you know what I'm saying? But for me, this is my first year. I've been at a place with a strong boost club where you could cut a check for $10,000. They were like, here you go. Because they did all the leg work, they did all the fundraising, they did everything, and you had a strong booster club. And the thing is that people in Monroeville have gotten to the point now to where it's just not strong. The athletic department isn't strong. Like I said, and when we talking earlier, when you focus on and I'm an academic person, I'm a teacher first. But when all the funds goes towards something else and they let the things that the kids need for a release, and I'm not talking about just football. This is bigger than football to me. You're talking about a band that barely has 10 kids to 15 kids. Don't have. You got cheerleaders. They have nobody to cheer to. The volleyball team, the basketball team, the baseball team, the softball team. When I made this post, everybody was talking about it because it's like we don't get support. We don't get support. Like we went to the a couple of days ago. I know y'all saw when we went to the nursing home. And one of the was talking to senior cheerleading. We just on the bus talking, you know what I'm saying, on like a 5-minute drive. And they were like, we just want support. We just want people to, like I said, that's the thing. I'm like, when the kids see people invested in them, they're going to shine. This is not about, like, I'm a head football coach. I love what I do. I'm about, I'm about the business. But at the same time, if the kids' uncle, aunties are present, like when I play at McAdoo, people still on the fence. That's all it is to it. Like, do the people, they stand on the fence. They do those things. Like it's standing room only 99% of the time. No matter win, lose, or draw, you know what I'm saying? You playing the number 1 team in the state, or if you're playing a team that you're gonna beat by 50 or 60. Students there, you got everything. You got student section, you got all that stuff. And the thing is, we're trying to fight to get students to come to the games, like because they're not supported. So like when the kids say, "Well, my mom ain't coming to the game, I can't come to the game," or "I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that," they're going like, "We're going to go here, we're going to do that." Like before when you had school pride, and like that's the thing. You're trying to establish the culture. You're trying to get school pride again. Like I'm seeing somebody talk about the principal. Like the thing is, like he's a good guy. He's doing all he can to get the discipline to school. Bring that. That's why he brought me in to get this part.
And for the record, I wanted him to be on this show tonight. Yes.
Yeah, he couldn't. He couldn't be on this.
Yeah.
Like
we'll get him next time.
But
we'll get him next time because we need to hear from them. We
Yeah.
need to hear from the people that manage the money And I'm not going to stop until I get the people that manage the money on this show, because that's where our answers begin. Because I'm not going to hold people responsible and everybody's pissing away the money.
But
That can't happen.
But see, the thing is, that's what you're missing the point. There's no money to piss away.
Well, I need to make sure.
Like, I'm not lying to you. I sit there in those meetings. There's nothing being pissed away. Like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing that you're getting at. Like you can't sit there and say, "Oh well, they're just spent." Like that's the problem that I have. People are saying that people are spending the money. There's no money to be spent. Monroe County is broke. You know
oh my God, that hurts to hear you say that. But he said,
okay,
I'm sorry. But that's the thing that you run into. You're trying to strike, like, you got to think federal funds is what take care of schools. And when federal funds are being held hostage and not released a month into school, what are they supposed to spend the money on?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You got to think before you can, like nobody just putting it. Why is no money? Schools are not. It's a nonprofit. It's not a thing that generates money. You don't walk into school. Private schools generate money because you paying the tuition. Public schools don't generate money. Like you have to realize those things before you sit there and say no school has $1 million budget. No high school, public school has a $10 million budget. Nobody walks into the season with a budget of $50 million.
So let me ask you guys a question. Doesn't Monroe County High School have the city council meetings? Yeah. And don't they sit around? They have a budget. Yes. The city has a budget and they meet to allocate those funds. Is there someone sitting there saying what the school needs?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just moving into Monroeville, but working in Monroeville. Here's the thing with city council: it's a county school, not a city school. If Monroe County High School was Monroe City School, then all those things would be, allocated to the school itself. You got to realize there's 4 high schools, and you got elementary schools. You got, you got middle schools, you got all those things. So if you take $1 million and drop it in the hat, you got to pay everything at every one of those schools. If you take $10 million, even if you get county tax, stuff like that, that's still not enough to fund school because you got salaries, you got books, you got to keep the lights on, the water paid, all that stuff go into it. All I'm saying is that when it comes down to my post, it was not about any of that. Before we get that started, it was about people coming to the games and supporting the kids. Kids are the thing that's being punished. Like, you going to school, we're doing pretty good as far as the culture of the school. But the thing is, when people are not coming to games, when you walk in the stadium and you post a picture and I was just looking at the sideline one time and you got 40 or 50 people, 56 people sitting in the stands. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, people are not coming to the games. Like people are not walking. Like when it comes down to a sport, the only way sports produce revenue is ticket sales. Like in basketball, if an NBA team don't produce tickets, they're not getting paid. I'm like, there's nothing you can do about that. When a school establishes an extracurricular activity, that extracurricular activity, especially football, is a revenue producing sport. The thing is, when you revenue produce, you got to have you got to have somebody to produce the revenue. Like somebody got to come into the ticket booth, because then it ends up paying for other sports in general or different things at the school. So that's the thing. Like when you walk into a football game, you're paying for parking. You're paying for a ticket. Like sometimes most schools rotate who gets the ticket, like not ticket price, but the parking price.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or the concession stands, because you got Boost Club concession stand, you got band concession stand. All those things fall into it. And the thing that's hurting us is people don't come to the games. Like they're starting to, but people are not coming to the games. And that's the issue.
I personally don't think that people coming to the games is going to fix your ceiling. I don't think people coming to the games is going to make sure these guys aren't sharing pads.
But the thing is,
that
man,
seems
I can agree with you with that. But here's the thing: how you think we pay for the shoulder pad stuff if people don't pay for the tickets? Because that's the athletic budget for football. Attendance takes care of that. If you want all those things, you have to sit there and say, I'm a revenue producing sport. I need to make X, Y, and Z at the end of the year to get helmets reconditioned and to buy conditions. You know what I'm saying? And to buy the stuff, because then you have something to pull from. Like you bills still got to get paid. And like, you know, what people like what I, you know, and that's where I'm getting at is that a lot of people don't agree with me. But like I said, I've been doing this 22 years. I've had this argument over and over again with people when I'm like, until you walk in the facility, and the only thing that saves the facility is when you start making money. Because when you start making money, people invest back into it. Then people come donate. People come do those things. You will get people out there because then it puts a light onto the program. Like that's the thing, and it helps them. Like, you know, so now that's what all I was trying to do is not try to, you know, shake the foundation or do nothing like that. I want
sometimes you got to shake it. There's nothing wrong with shaking it. You got to shake things up. We're having this conversation because you rock the house. Yeah.
And, you know, you got to have these conversations. It's the hard conversation. Ain't nothing, you know, like I've met some great parents.
But this conversation needs to be had with everybody involved.
Yes.
Not just parents putting their butts in the seat. I want to talk to the school board. I want to talk to the alumni association. I want to talk to the booster club. All these people that are supposed to support the school. I want to hear from all of them.
Now, I can tell you that our booster club support. The thing is, like, booster clubs only it's a club that has to be supported. Like, now that's a whole different about. Like, if our booster club had money, a lot of stuff would be taken care of. But that's where a lot of stuff is taken care of anyway. Like, you know, if you walk,
you told me that they have been. You said that the booster club has done everything they can.
They can.
But I have a question with the corporations around there. And then back in my day, there were people that would come and just donate time and materials. The field house was never not immaculate through the 80s. What about all of these mills out there and that has got rich off of the blood, sweat, and tears of Monroe County residents? They need to pay it forward too.
But have you been like, you know, this is any small rural town in Alabama. Most of those places have closed down.
I'm hearing that.
That's the thing. You got to think it's been a good 30 years since any of this stuff's been open. If you go down anywhere like that, where you know you had one of the places like that, they're closed. Like people it's closed down, it's left. So you can't really say, oh, there's revenue coming in when the mill's not there no more. Like,
so Georgia Pacific is not there anymore.
Yeah, Georgia Pacific. That's it.
That's it.
Okay, so ARP closed. Okay.
All right, guys. I want y'all to look at what Crystal said here. Crystal said, here's the bottom line. School board gives 0 about a majority black school. Do any of you guys agree with that? Do y'all agree with that?
Me personally, I do. That's just me personally. Like I say, my opinion is my own. But just from my history through the whole thing, when Monroe County was diverse, we didn't have these kind of problems. When Monroe County was diverse, we was tour buses. We were going to state in big buses and taking 150 bands.
So where was that money coming from then, Ernie? Where was that money coming from?
ARP and the mills that was there, and Monroe County being diverse. It wasn't an all-black school, Ella. You remember? We were a minority. Reality, it really wasn't 50-50 until later on.
Yeah.
But in my time, it was basically definitely 50-50. And a lot of money, our booster club, I had an uncle that worked at the water company and was out there every Friday barbecuing for the concession stand. We had parents that volunteered and just went the extra mile with the kids in the band and the cheerleaders. Ella and them never needed nothing. Those cheerleaders back in them days were dressed to the T, had everything they needed. We got all the gift bags and everything in our lockers. Our lockers, we come to school, they all made up. Yeah. We didn't need no support. We had more support than anything in Monroeville. And that's what makes a football player proud when you look up in them stands and you got standing room only and the
But look at this, what Derek said.
Band.
Derek said we were winning. Did that make a difference? Does that make a difference?
Yes, I think so too, because we were a powerhouse in the 80s. So yes, I think that makes a big difference.
Crystal is saying something that I agree with too here. How has anyone built relationships with corporate teams? We may have to go outside of Monroe.
Right. That's why I say this
yeah,
needs to go viral.
yeah,
Because Monroeville is not going. The budget that coach has,
yeah.
Monroeville is not going to be able to come up with that kind of funds. We're
No.
going to
So
need corporations coming in and
who?
stepping in.
Let's call it out. Who? Who is the one that
Walmart.
does this? Who is the
Walmart.
one?
I'm a
No, I
former
mean,
Walmart employee, and Walmart have programs like this.
Oh, we write.
That you
who
could
is
go
gonna?
out to the
We do
manager
a
at
lot of.
Walmart, ask him to give you some pads, some weights, or different things like that. And the Walmart, from what I hear, is one of the biggest stores in Monroeville right now.
Okay, again, I'm asking, who does this? Who is the one that steps up and represents Monroe
Okay,
County
let
High
me say
School
this.
to try to talk to these big organizations? Who does that?
Here's the thing. We do grant writing. We write grants every week. We're doing a lot of grant writing. There's a lot of here's the thing, the lead work's being done. Like before we kind of like somebody talked about the casino. We're going to the casino and doing a grant. We're doing a grant with the casino. We're doing those things. It just takes time.
Yes, definitely. And then you're a first year coach.
Here's the first thing I said, and here's what it comes down to. If you want us to compete with a TR Miller, if you go take a picture of TR Miller's sideline, there's 10 coaches, 60 kids. We might never get 60 kids. Like that, it just might be the numbers of the school. They're dressed to T, like you said, dressed T across the board. That's the thing.
And see, I can't comprehend that because TR Miller wasn't nothing to us back in the day.
But see, TR Miller, you got to come back and see, everything that you're thinking about was, and I hate to put it this way, 89.
Yeah, I'm a dinosaur. That's the year I graduated. You're absolutely right.
Look like that. See, when you're in it, every school now has those issues, unless the school itself has always consistently been a bigger school. You see what I'm saying? So when you're in the walls of it, when you're walking around and then you see it starts to deteriorate. Like it's like all of a sudden, okay, 1 year the crowd goes from 1,000 to 800, then 700, then 600. These people are.
But see, this wasn't just the 80s culture. The 90s what came through. Yeah, I had a lot of counterparts that came behind me, even to my kin folks, that Monroe County was still generating.
But see, here's the thing: all those folks have retired.
Okay,
the kids moved, and they're going to Mobile, Pensacola, Birmingham, Florida, all these areas. So you're looking at when the job is not there. If you can't make, especially in the days market, if you can't make $60,000, $70,000, you can't survive. And there's not a lot of $70,000 to $80,000 jobs anymore.
Okay.
Like if you want to go rurally, that's what it is. You have to move to Montgomery. And the thing is, you got to go to Montgomery, you got to go to Birmingham, you got to go to Birmingham, you got to go down to all these different areas, and that's where you have to say, this is where I'm going to raise my family. That's how it is. Like my pastor talked about this one day. He was talking about in Atmore. He's like, our church, we don't have a lot of young people because the young people are moving away, and they're not coming back because that they want to go take their kid and put them in a better opportunity. Like, you can't be mad at that. But the thing is, the people that's still here that want to support need to support. Like, it's a small town. It is what it is. I'm not asking for.
I want to take some of these comments, guys, because they're coming really fast. Chris Booker, who is a former MLB pitcher from Monroeville,
yes,
moved back to Monroeville. He's trying to get some things going because he was on my show a few weeks back. But he says, yes, winning helps. But when the people went to school with the people we went to school with got their kids in MA and Excel, that's where the money's going. They're supporting where their kids go to school. So first of all, why are kids going to Excel? Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Why are they leaving Monroe County High School and going to Excel, which is right down the street? They're not leaving the area. They're going to a different school.
I think a lot of them pulled out because it was a failing school. They pulled out Excel because it was failing. So you want your kid to be successful, you're going to move them and make sure that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. Right. Because I moved mine from Mississippi to South Carolina for the same reason.
I mean, mine's at Excel, and tomorrow, if it started failing, I'm not going to set my kid up to lose.
Okay.
We're moving. you're going to be successful. Whatever I've got to do as a parent, we're going to move and do it.
That's
this is what I wanted to get at. Kim,
see,
thank you.
This is the
right here.
I like that because I say
real.
this from the experience of being a failing school or success school or passing school. When that's where I talk about the optics. Like if you have 1 year of failing, you pull the kids out and they go somewhere else, which happens. You know, you're gonna do what's best for your kids and whatever. Then you're gonna sit there and say, okay, we're just gonna stop pulling in instead of just saying, okay, what's the reason why we're failing? What's the solution to why we're failing? Not pull the kids out, but start funneling the money back in. You see what I'm saying? Like that's where I always get into it. Black or white school don't matter. If you funnel money back into an area and you push the kids, because look, XL and Monroe County, we got honors kids. Yeah, our test score is not where they're supposed to be. But at top of that, if you got a higher special ed population, your test score is going to be a little different anyway. You can fix those numbers a little. Like you can always work the numbers. Like if somebody was talking about safety, I haven't broke up a fight in that school yet. I'm not going to sit there and say anything like, and jinx myself tomorrow. That I'll go on Monday. But what I'm saying is, I've been in schools where in communities where the crime rate is high, and I've been in schools where, and when you walk into schools, it's just many fights, but nobody says nothing about it. Here's the thing: when a fight happened at Monroe County, and then let's say it's a big fight, which happens, like any school, and a fight happens at XL, the people talk about the one in Monroe County. They're not talking about the one at XL a lot of times. They'll say, "Oh, so and so got in the fight," and they're going about the business. You know what I'm saying? They'll go put the cuffs on the kid in Monroe County. They'll put the same cuffs on the kid at XL High School. But when you look at social economics, one kid's gonna get bailed out quicker than the other kid. You know what I'm saying?
I like that there are a lot of people from Monroe that are on this call tonight. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I live in Orlando, Florida. I have no idea what's really going on in Monroe. So I'm depending on people that live there. Jennifer says not only was it a failing school, I moved mine sometime again because the principal was labeling him instead of solving the problem.
Okay.
Now we got some administration issues. I am not afraid to talk about that too, because it ain't just on the surface about people not coming. I know it's deeper than that. It has to be.
Let me say this, and this is going, my administrator, who has been good to me and been good, have been working his butt off in the school. He's not a very visible person, so I'm not going to say that. That's just him. He doesn't do that. But when you go principal, just like football coaches, when you have a principal every other year, or a principal you don't have consistency in the administration, that's a lot of issues you run into too. Like how long? I think that principal's been there like 20-something years.
Well, he's last couple of years we've had a few kind of in and out, but he's been a coach at our school since I was in high school, so he's been there for a while.
Yeah, and who is your coach? Your coach?
Scott Daniels.
Yes, my classmate. He graduated from Monroe County High School.
So there's a sense of consistency there. Like I've worked in like when there's consistency, like somebody said, culture and climate and consistency. When there's consistency in a school system, it goes a long way. Like working at McAdoo, I had two different principals, but it was still the same thing. The Mopples had a different principal. Like principal change, but it was still the same. Like some way to handle things might have changed a little bit, but it was the same thing. Now I've been in a system where in Selma, I think I was there 6 years, had 5 different superintendents, and I think 5 or 6 different in a 6-year span. Just many principals. I had superintendents or years there. And
but you can't build the culture like that.
There you go. So and the thing is, in towns like that's the issue you run into too. Like a lot of these things are consistency. Then you got like somebody said, you're right, change the teachers as well. Then you got different teachers every year. Like you running that stuff. So that's why when I made the post, it wasn't even thinking it was bigger than football, because I'm like, if we get consistency, if we come in and we stand up for the kids, like to me, it's gonna help the kids. No matter if I'm there 1 year or 20 years, I could care less what happened 10 years ago. I care less what happened last week. I'm trying to fix 2020, the football team and this school system for 2025, 26. If I look back at all that crap, I'm just gonna want to quit and burn myself out.
Yeah.
Period. Like
that was the thing back in our day, Coach. We had coaches that were Coach Kenny Smith, Coach Pleasant, that lived in our communities, and we knew they weren't going nowhere. They kids were going to school with our kids. Coach Kenny Smith, Coach Pleasant, we going to church with them. So these are coaches that we knew were going to be behind us 10, 20 years later.
But see, here's the thing, like, okay, when somebody comes from a small town, and I say this because I grew up in a small town per se. I can say McCalla, it was a small town. Most people live and die in McCalla. My granddad lived and died in McCalla. But
I've never heard of it.
Birmingham, Birmingham, Bessemer. You heard about Birmingham. Everybody hear about Bessemer. McCall's like the little end right on the side of it, like in the corner.
Oh, okay.
Hoover, you got Hoover, Bessemer.
Okay, McCalla. I know Hoover.
So, like, if you drive to Hoover, you're gonna pass McCalla. You can blink.
Okay,
you're gonna be in Tuscaloosa.
Okay.
So, like, it's a small community, even though it's around a big city.
And well, see, Coach, I'll tell you this. I came from Brooklyn. My whole family was in Monroeville. My mother came, dropped me off in the house with my family. She was go to school, finish school. My motivation was the players that came before me, and we were seeing the dedication that they put in to get D1 scholarships, the Steve Ramers, the George Cokers, the Mark Williams. We had people that came before us that set the mantle high. So we always knew that if you didn't make all county and county high, you wasn't a good player. If you didn't make defensive player of the year, all state, you were trash.
But see, here's the thing that I won't say there, and I agree with you. But I guess my thinking forward is different. Like, we have kids that can do it nowadays. It's about exposure for the kids, and the thing is, like, like when I talk about cameras, like Neil, they got somebody specifically that use the cameras. If you go to another school, they got somebody that specifically films the games. That's where I'm getting at. When we get consistency right there, you can get the things that you want back in. You can get the all states. You can get the all counties. You got to fix the infrastructure. I'm talking about the program. I'm not like, I will always stand on that. I'm talking about the kids in the program.
Well, Coach, I'll tell you this right now on this show. I'm going to come back and be your cinematographer. I'm moving back to Monroeville, so you won't never have to worry about nobody holding no camera for you. Now, my knees is bad. I might have to sit in my walk-in and hold it, but I'll be there. And that's what I challenge all former county high athletes to do. Come just volunteer some time.
Let's talk about relationships. Let's talk about relationships. Let's switch gears a little bit, because it seems to be that everything you're talking about, Ernie, is about relationships. You're right. I had a relationship with my cheerleader sponsor. I had a relationship with my teachers. I knew them. They were at church. Everybody was in the community. Okay. We didn't have all this. Well, I can't talk to Ella because no, I'll talk to your mama when I see her at church, Miss Ella. Okay. You want to talk in my class? I got something for you. You know what I'm saying? Okay. There was investment. There was something real, and that made the difference. But I like what Chris Booker here says. You can't win changing your program every year. Kids now go off. Trust you. Got to build that relationship. If they don't trust you and know you, how you expect them to learn what you're trying to teach them?
That's true.
He said something real. We knew who the coaches were year in and year out. Well, they get a chance to build a relationship with you now, Coach. And I think that's good. But
Coach, we hope you stay here. We hope you stay for a little while to get that coaching bill. But regardless, I'm saying to all Monroe County High School athletes, we have to get our school back together. We can't depend on nobody else. Exactly. So if it's just time, if it takes some old football players to come in there and help fix the roof, whatever the case may be.
But we got to change the mindset before we fix up build. We got to change the mindset too.
Like,
the mindset,
True indeed.
Stop the fights and the guns and the games. There you do. I said it. Here's the thing.
That's the beginning.
That right there. There haven't been I've been there. I hadn't heard about shooting Monroe County High School at a football game. I haven't heard about a fight at a football game. It may not have started at the school, but they take it there. It could be down the street. What I'm saying is, they're not at the game doing this. Like, walking to the game, there's people are safe. Yeah. Like if you go in a Mobile, that they could do that at Saraland. Like, I'm sorry, that's what bothers me. That right there is about. That's when you're attacking kids.
Yep. Because that could happen at any school at any time.
Yes,
Right
ma'am.
now, if you
Yes,
sit there and you
ma'am.
want to talk about that, well, we could talk about vaping in certain schools and guns in certain schools where the kids leaving in their truck and then they get caught and nobody say nothing about it. Like they're talking about my kids right now. Like them kids ain't fault. Them are good kids. Like you want to come to the game. Them kids don't fight. Everybody talk about us fighting people. No, the people fight us and we would just retaliate. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had a fight. I ain't had to tell a kid, hey, put your helmet on, pull you back from the sideline, anything like that. Where people have swung on my kid on the sideline the very first game.
Wow.
On the other sideline, my kid came on right on back.
So and
let's not do that.
I want to say this.
This is why we're in this situation, because people have labeled these kids as thugs and violent children when it's not them. It's the ones that's 24 and 25. They ain't got a daggum thing to do in the community, but not instead taking their bus to work.
Definitely. Definitely.
Like, that kid that killed that kid earlier, he was 21 years old. He had graduated 3 years ago. Why your butt 21 fighting a kid in high school, shooting a kid in high school?
Okay.
Let's get it straight.
Absolutely
the ones that doing the shooting right now are not 17 to 18 years old.
All right.
They're the cousins.
I want to talk about this. This is something right here that we're glazing over, because we got to put the responsibility where it begins. It begins in the home. Yep. Duran said that earlier. We can't just pretend that's not real, because that is real. Now, what have you experienced, Coach, with the kids and the type of stability or lack of that they have at home? Do you see that it's stable? Do you see that you have their support? Were all of the kids, the parents of the kids on the football team at the games? Are they in the stands?
Not all
cheerleaders. I see Deborah. I see she said, look, I'm supporting my baby. Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Mama.
Like it's not okay. Like parents come. So like I got 30 kids on the team, right? 35, 40 kids. Okay. Here's the thing. If 2 of them came and you did the math there, and I'm not a math person, but out of 2 kids, you know what I'm saying? You getting 80, 70, 80 people. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, it goes, if they got a 2-parent household, even if they got 1 parent there, the parents are there. Like the parents picking their kids up, they're at the games. We're talking about that doesn't, it doesn't amount to the amount of people that need to be at the game. If it's
okay, but see, that's when you go to talking about the cousins and the uncles and the aunties and just the alumni. Just come out and support the kids, because that's all they want.
Like you gotta think, my uncle, like my folks, like they were 80s and they were 70s graduates at my high school. My uncle was my oldest uncle was the first to integrate my high school. But in the 80s, 90s, when everything was finally integration that really kicked in, everybody was working together and saying all those things and trying to work together, it was different. Like when you went to, like when I was walking, when you walked out the daggone field house into the game, like I said, you had people wrapped around the stadium.
But I know about that too. That was county high.
Like if you look at it, when people started, like when you had people leaving the school saying it's a failing school doing this, they went back and labeled the school at the same time. A lot of this stuff is just gossip that makes no sense. Like if one fight break out, like like in my high school, we had a kid. Like now, I was middle elementary school, something like that. We had a kid get stabbed in the chest, and the coach saved their life. You didn't hear about that, but like in Just Lanier, if a kid slapped the kid, you heard about it. It's all about optics. It's all about how they label kids. Because now it's the same way at McAdoo. Like at McAdoo now, you got all the kids. You got a certain group that go to Helena, and a certain group that go to McAdoo. And so what happens is the Helena community think that basically is all my old high school team classmates, kids that go there. So they move from one area to the other, kind of like XL Monroe County. But see, McAdoo has a strong enough supporting of people and stuff like that to where they still saying we're McAdoo High School. We don't care who stay coming there because people are coming in there. See, the thing is when it comes to, like I said, it comes to our areas, and it's the same way in Atmore. People are not moving there because no jobs. Like there's nothing to sustainability. So we have to, within our culture and our climate in Monroe County, build our kids up. That's at Excel. That's at J.U. Blacksher. That's at Monroe County. That's at the academy. Because let me tell you something. One of my dearest coaching friends, he went to the academy, called me, told me, I love the fact what you're doing. The Excel principal is his father-in-law. He went to Monroe County. They're like, we love what you're doing. You're trying to shine the light on the kids. Yep. Like my whole thing is, I ain't worried about myself. I could give a crap. I can tell you right now, if I moved on, if Monroe County High School said, hey, Cole, we want to move somebody else, I have a job in a couple of days. My thing is to do what I was hired to do was to come in and try to get the program take the program in the right direction. And the best way you can do that is build community support and build family support.
True
and
indeed.
Know that this is how you are supposed to be treated. Like letting the staff know this is how you're supposed to be treated. You should, as a staff, I should not, as a head coach, there are certain things I organize and do things like that has to be done on game day. When the game day stuff is not efficient, I can't coach ball. I can't get the kids to be, my coach can't coach ball. If I have a kid last week and I say, talking about medical care, we had a kid that had to get stitches. His finger was flayed. You can see the bone. There was two people, me and another coach on the sideline, me and two other coaches. We couldn't attend to the kid. We had no trainer, no nurse, nothing. And us school got to deal with that too. And the thing is, that's the stuff I'm talking about. I'm sitting there trying to tape a kid up, but then I got to call a punt team or I got to go do this. And it's the same thing. Like those things, once the injury happened in bigger schools, like, yeah, I'm going to go check on my child. Don't get it twisted. But I can still kind of say, okay, they got him taken care of. Let me get back and keep my kids focused on the game. Like, or the chain crew. You know what I'm saying? We had kids over there that were freshmen, like sophomores and freshmen. Not even sophomores, true freshmen. These kids came from 8th grade. They are 14 years old, having to work the chain game because we had one guy who's always been a supporter, great guy. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, he's an older man. So, like, we'd had nobody there that was of age, like, in their night, like 20s, 30s. Like in most chain gangs in most schools are the parents, the uncles. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Who always hold the chains. It's a crew, like a family, a lot of places that hold the chains. It's the uncles or something like that, or brothers or uncles, people that stay in the community. And the thing is, nobody does that. So when my DFO, like, I mean, literally at kickoff, we had a chain gang crew apparently, and then they all just one got sick, and then we didn't have nobody. That's what happened. Like, so we're getting ready to get kickoff, and we can't even start the game because we ain't got a chain gang crew. The week before, we worked the lights. The lights went out. We had to cut the lights back on and had a delay. Those are things that, like in a program, if you want to be successful, you got to get that stuff fixed because then you can focus on the main thing. Like, I get new jerseys. Like, we'll work out getting new jerseys. We'll get that stuff because I got a lot of connections, a lot of people that's working with us to get there. You can always get there. But the thing is, let my kids not have to worry about not having certain things. That's the thing. Like, my kids had to walk and say, Coach, I ain't got a helmet. Coach, somebody stole my helmet. Coach, somebody borrowed my helmet. Somebody did this. Hey, I got to wait to this kid. Like, the main thing is the kids. Like, my thing is the kids. I'm not going to say nothing negative about my administrator because my administrator's been good to me. Like, he's been great to me. That's the thing. Because he brought me in to keep him from having to think about that stuff. Like,
and that's great. That's great. But at the end of the day, though, Coach, at the end of the day, what matters most, we talk about the kids. These kids are going to graduate high school one day.
Yep.
They're not going to play basketball, football, not volleyball forever. We got to prepare them for this world.
Yeah.
So it's bigger than just
I already asked this from Mr. Tucker right
here.
Yeah. Like, let me tell you something. I don't ma'am, let me be real with you. I am a teacher first, not a football coach first. My salary is paid through education.
Right.
I had a plan when I got out of school. So when I graduated high school, I knew I wasn't going to NFL. I'm a 5'10" defensive tackle. But I knew I was going to go to college. And I knew I was going to play college ball and I had to walk on to college. So I had I knew about myself. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Have you been to school and seen our career tech program? We had an 18-wheeler out there so the kids could learn how to drive an 18-wheeler.
Sweet.
Or the fact that we have a whole career tech program now where the kid can go be certified, because I got a bunch of my football players getting certified at CDL before they turn 18, 19.
Okay, that's beautiful.
That's beautiful. Now that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Kids all over this county are going to that career tech and getting prepared for the world.
Because here's the thing,
and
most
it's
of these
just
kids,
not. It's just not one.
We have a very stellar career tech thing going on.
Why are they coming to the high school then? If they'll go to the career tech, why they won't go to?
It's a separate school.
It's a separate school, right?
Like career tech's a totally separate school from
they're
like
bused
everywhere.
there.
They're busted. Like they
So
do
let
the
me ask
same
you a
way,
question.
same thing in Jefferson County.
So let me ask you a question. So your kids go to Excel, right?
Right.
All right.
And mine does go to career tech.
Okay.
I have a senior this year and a first grader.
What would we say to kids to convince them to come back to County High? What would we tell them?
I feel like, and the whole reason why I even started this is these kids need support. This comes a lot further than these sports and that school. They need to have somebody standing behind them and knowing that they got somebody in their corner at any time of the day that's praying for them and it's going to make sure they're okay.
And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Like you're never going to pull kids into a school. Like it's never going to be, hey, I've been educated long enough. Nobody's going to stop going to the school they're going to this person moves there. You see what I'm saying? Like you got to make sure that your family's taken care of, that your kids are taken care of. That like that's what I always get into is that when I coach my kid, when I talk to my kids, I always say and I love them. I'm always saying I build them up. I'm always saying, hey, let's make sure that we do what we're supposed to do in order to be successful. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna get done playing football.
Yep.
You one injury away, or
okay.
anything.
Okay. And see, Coach, you got to understand too that you're one of the most influential people that's ever going to come into their lives. I know that from my coaches. I mean, I never had a father. I came here from Brooklyn, and the coaches that I had was the ones that molded me.
Exactly.
So you always remember that. It's bigger, like you said, it's bigger than football. You're just an injury away. And then what are you going to do?
Because I can give you an example for me. I can tell you right now, I fit the whole mold of where I'm at because I was labeled a special ed student, went through high school, had to go ahead and work my behind off, pass the ACT or get the right score to go play college football. I had the red shirt, an academic red shirt. I struggled in college. The thing was, I want to make sure that every opportunity that I've had, that I show the kid that you can do it. Like you don't have to be a statistic. I grew up in a single parent household. Me and my two older brothers. Now we were blessed enough to have people, our grandfather in our life, and uncles in our lives that fed into and stuff like that. So we were blessed enough for that. The thing is, when it came down to it, we had enough successful people in our lives to hold us to a standard because they talk about family. And the thing is, when it came to our family, we knew that we had no other choice but to be successful. So like my brother Jack is a family man living up in Detroit, out in Detroit. He got his family, his wife's an engineer. He went to college. We all broke the stigma. My brother getting his PhD at UAB and he's a professor. Me, I'm a head football coach. All my other cousins, one owns a truck company. Like we're all over the place. The thing is, you got nurses, you got a cousin that's a multimedia market person. Those things like that. At the church I went to, a lot of us are educators. It's just who we are. The thing is, I try to make sure I tell my kids, you're going to get a job, you're going to the military, or you're going to college. One or two. I try. That's why. Yes. You got to have that option. Like the streets is not an option. The streets.
So I want to address because I like people to bring their comments because I do want to address them as they come in. And it looks like the general consensus over here is that people are concerned and they're coming to the party late. We talked about a lot of it at the beginning, Coach. Why are we paying for equipment now? We never had to do that before. So
like you always it just the economics kept it, the economy kept it the way it was. You've always had to pay for coaches always had to pay for equipment, but the economy was different. Nowadays everything's a lot higher. You see what I'm saying? Like a helmet for a kid now costs $500.
Wow.
I don't think people get that. A good helmet to make sure a kid is safe is $500, $300 or $400 to $500. It takes a legitimately $1,500 to dress a kid properly.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys a question. Have you guys tried this? Have you called a meeting at the school and brought in every single parent? Start with them. Have we tried that?
Yeah, you call PTA meetings. You have parent meetings all the time. They just don't come.
They don't come.
Well, see, you can't counteract that. If the parents ain't going to show, the community ain't going to show. What chance do these kids have? That's just the reality of it. So, it starts with the parents first. I'm just keeping it 100. I have 2 daughters, and it's never been nothing that I've missed.
Let me ask you a question, Coach. You deal with these kids more than us. What do they say? They want support.
Okay. That's
That,
all.
Do
like,
they
you know,
complain?
like
Do
they
they
say they don't
complain about
complain.
alumni? Do they complain about
No,
alumni
they
not
just
showing
like,
up,
you
or
know,
their
no, they
parents?
just like they don't complain about their parents not showing up. Like one of the parents talking right now, talking about the son. I coach a son. Parents come. That like she'll say the same thing though. People don't support the kids. Like reaching out to the school board doesn't matter. All those things don't matter. Like when it comes out to it, you still got to get the parents to come to the kid. Like you got to get the community and the uncles and the cousins to come support.
Yes, the extended family. Yes,
Yeah.
not just the parents. But it used to be a time. See, that's what I'm saying. I haven't been around Monroeville in a long time. But I mean, I had cousins, and I mean, my whole family came through Monroe County. My uncle was one of the first integrated players, Calvin and Bull Williams, at Monroe County. And I mean, I had cousins and second, third cousins, everybody coming to the game. So that's what we have to do. And I challenge all our alumni to come and kick it on that hill and everything, doing homecoming. Go watch the game.
But see,
What is homecoming
when
about?
it comes to the alumni, like I'm not gonna get into that. That's not my thing.
Okay, well, that's me because I'm alumni. I could talk about that.
Like
but
I
I've
mean
been
is
hearing
like
about this tailgating for years. Go
We'll
watch
get to
the
that.
game.
We'll get to that. We'll get
like,
to that.
you know,
Go ahead,
so
finish.
what I'm saying is like when you don't have a vet, like when you don't have a kid in the school, the interest changes a little bit. You see what I'm saying? When you don't have a grandkid in the school, when you don't have, you know, somebody come up in the school or niece and nephew, when they all get older and graduate, see, that's when the interest kind of dies off. So like that, you know, so for alumni, you know, it might be the fact I really don't, you know, have the, you know, like I don't have anybody in the school no more. So like, but when you find alumni that's like you, like my late auntie, she was like you. She was very passionate about Escambia County High School. No matter what. Like
win, lose, or draw.
Draw. She was gonna support the school. Well, not everybody's like that. So that's what I'm saying. It's like when people like Excel, like you got whole families still there. Yep. So like you still got whole families, but it's changing a little bit. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of the interest is, well, I don't have a kid that go there. I don't have a kid, you know, I don't have any grandkids. I don't have a niece and nephew that go there. Whereas back in the day, everybody and their mama went to that same school. And then the next year, the same thing, the next year, the same thing, next year, same thing. And so now you're dealing with the fact that there's nobody in the school. So when there's an alumni thing, and there's alumni from the 80s, early 90s, stuff like that, they really ain't got nobody in the school. You know what I'm saying? They're driving in, kind of like you coming from South Carolina to come to the game and stuff like that. That's a different story. Ella even said it. Like, you go enjoy the tailgate. I'm all for the tailgate. Have you a good time. Well, will you please buy a ticket?
I owned it.
Okay. At least buy a ticket. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. At least buy a ticket.
Like you ain't like if you buy a ticket and you say I'm gonna you're gonna say, okay, at least I'm gonna go watch, see what's going on. Now if you buy the ticket and you want to go up there and drink the whole time, that's on you. Don't come to the game. But guess what?
Okay. So talk to me. Are you getting the money for the tailgate?
Do we get it? No, we don't. Yeah. Tailgates, that's a whole different thing. That's like he's talking about. Like that's what y'all talking about. That's the issue between y'all. Like for me, that's a whole different entity. What we're trying to do is get people like, you know, if you want to tailgate, in most schools they do tailgates like that. A lot of schools do.
So why don't you negotiate? Why don't the tailgate makes a lot of money? There are a lot of tents out there, and they pay $155 each. Why isn't the school getting some of that money? Where's the negotiation on that?
It was an agreement that they would do a scholarship and do donations.
But are you getting the scholarships and the donations?
I don't know, because like I said, I'm just starting.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Okay.
I
understand.
Like you gotta realize I've been on the job since.
So this will be your first homecoming. Okay.
This is why you're having difficulty. Those questions need to be answered. People are not going to just throw money when they feel like everybody's holding on to money that's made for the school.
That's not cool. That's right, because it's tangible. Like that's the thing. Like I can understand that completely, because I can promise you right now.
All right here. This is what we want to talk about. Crystal said, because we got some ballers on here. We got some people that got some money. Chris Booker is already said. I'm not calling him out. He said it.
So
Chris Booker. No, listen, this is easy. Chris Booker is former MLB player. He's gonna come and talk to you. You hear that, Coach? He's gonna talk to you.
And that's what I'm saying. It's money people around there. And I want to give a shout out to Titus Howard, our first round draft pick ever out of Monroe County. So I am now officially the second best number 71. I don't know if he wear that number in high school, but
You
I
were
will
tight end in
take
high school.
second place
You were
to
a tight
him.
end quarterback in high school.
Yes, that's a love story from a quarterback to a pro offensive lineman. Wow, from County High. I'm
Like,
so
why
proud.
isn't somebody trying to reach out to him?
I'm
Yeah.
so
It's-
proud.
Like
I'm
like okay, here's the thing that I'm gonna go with that. He'll like the people like got like NFL players over there, they always donate. A lot of times they do it kind of behind the scenes. And so like they'll donate and buy stuff and do things like that nature. So like, but people think they're gonna come in and write a check for
No, yeah, you can't expect that. I'm not saying it for that.
Can't expect that.
I'm not saying it for that. I'm just saying I'm proud of that
like
man for coming from the same high school that I did. I don't expect him to write no check because that's not his responsibility. But he is a great player, and that's what I want the people to know, that it's been great players that came through County High that might have never made it pro.
Let me put it this way: like the people, coming from the coaching aspect of it in the coaching realm. If you've been around football, everybody knows County High is a sleeping giant. They're just waiting for it to take that next, like to get back to where it needs to be.
Okay.
And the thing is, like somebody asked, how much do the kids need? I mean, like the school needs. Like you want, like I can talk about football, and
we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the money. I definitely want to talk about the money. But thank you, Terry, for saying that Titus has done more than anyone will ever know. So see, some people do it in secret.
And
yes.
And I say that because that's what people always want to say. They want to say, well, he got turned. I'm like, here's the thing. Like the man has a family to feed. He has bills.
Okay, yes. You can't expect him to come in Float County High. Nobody was saying that.
Like,
and he donated on GoFundMe.
Yeah, like you can't just write a check.
No, definitely not. All I'm saying is that he will always be remembered as one of the greatest players to ever come out of Monroe County High School. And for me to live to see a first round draft pick from my high school, that was a blessing.
Let's get to the solution part of this show. How much money does the team need?
Oh, a couple $100,000.
No. I need that to come from Coach. How
much? $100,000
to do the math, to get us to where we need to be competitive, to be like, to get all the equipment we need, it's gonna be $100,000.
Okay, easy.
At least.
How much?
$100,000.
$100,000.
Because like 25, like I love the fact they did the GoFundMe for 25K. But
thank you, Duran, for that. That's my classmate.
That's awesome. Because like the 25,000, that's gonna like honestly get us to a starting point. But if you know sports, if you know coaching, if you know how much it costs, once you get into the out of negative in a sport and people start putting in, then you're not spending money. Like you're not coming back having to spend extra money. Like when I say our games, we break even. Like that's the part of it. You got to stop in the business. You got to start breaking even.
Okay, but like you said, that's the revenue. That's where the revenue comes from.
When you get the so here's the thing. When most programs start, high school stars, most programs, they got a budget sometimes of $50,000 to $6,000 that they've already had allocated. And then they just keep adding to it. What happened is our budget went to zero, and then we actually negative. So whatever so when I bought new game pants because we didn't have any game pants. That was $5,000. When I had to get new helmets because we were blessed enough that we were fortunate enough to get my friends and we didn't have the money. We had to get new helmets this summer because we didn't have enough to dress the kids. Because I got more kids come out. So that was another. We bought 15 helmets, five each. That was another $5,000.
But see, that's what I'm saying, Coach. They need to know these numbers because they not even knowing the numbers.
Was another $5,000.
Wow.
Now the jerseys we talked about. The jerseys are 4 years old. Guess how much a jersey costs to dress? Like if you want to get an Under Armour jersey, that's another for 60 jerseys, $21,000. Like to get a new sled, to get back. Like I bought bags for the sled that everybody was talking about. We finally purchased the bags. That was another I think it ended up being like $4,500 to $5,000.
See, that's what I'm saying. They need to
And
know these
so,
numbers because
and
yes,
so
it's
then,
25,000. It's not. It's a good start, but it's nothing but a dent. It's nothing but a dent.
and so
But
They
then
got
I
to
had
put
to
but guys,
real
do.
money.
but I'm gonna be honest. I have to be honest because I'm not on one side or the other. You have to clear up all of this other stuff that's in people's heads. We talk about it, but no one's addressed it. Where's the money going from the alumni association? If I'm coming to the tailgate, buying a tent, doing all of this to put money there, I want to know that some of that money that we're giving is going to you guys, if that's the agreement. I want to
But
see it.
coach is saying they not even getting none of that money.
Then that's a problem. So then
Yes,
that's the
that's a
kind of stuff,
problem.
then that's the kind of stuff we have to address also. Not just
Yes,
let me go to the community and y'all give me $100,000. No, I want people to be accountable. And I
true
will
indeed.
say about the president of the Alumni Association, I did ask her to be here, and she had something else planned way before the show. So I do want to say that she was wanting to be on the show, but she had something else. But we're going to do another show because if we're going to be successful in this and moving forward, we need to address everybody's concerns. People are putting their messages here because they're telling you, Coach, we appreciate what you said. Jennifer, we appreciate what you guys are doing, but we want to know about the systems that are in place for these kids. Why aren't we holding them accountable also? Then we'll do our part. Now, when we've addressed all that, now parents, community, come on now. The alumni is doing their part. Booster Club is doing all they can do. The school has allocated, the state has allocated all the funds. You have a low percentage of kids in your school. What, like 300 kids go to Monroe County High School?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you got kids leaving. You got to
Wow.
address all these issues, not just one or two. We got to
Wow.
address everything. What is Monroe County High School's grade right now? What's the grade?
I can't even tell you that off the top of my head.
Do you know, Jennifer?
I don't.
Yeah. That's the kind of stuff that I think that, yes, we need to do this. These kids should not have to worry about putting on using somebody else's shoulder pads. That's
Okay.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Okay.
But, see,
But
here's
I
my thing with that. Like,
I
you know,
also want to know. Yeah. Go ahead.
But here's the thing that I want to say that, and people can talk about Monroe County grade and all that stuff. Here's the thing: if you want the grades to go up, support the kids. If you want the grades to go up, because to me, like, we always talking about what are we doing? Like, how are we going to improve this stuff? It still takes money. Like, it still takes giving the kids the right computers, or giving them the right books, or giving them resources. Like, you know, like I said, like the federal funds came in and got held up. So that made a big difference. You see what I'm saying? So, like, when all those things happen, because federal funding is what funds our school. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where the money is being spent. Like, it's not like somebody saying, like, let me just put that over here on the side. It's literally already spent before it hits the book.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I'm saying, like, you know, like people say, well, where's like a football game? Like, what money you make a football game? I didn't make anything because I had to pay the light bill, had to pay the rest, I had to pay these things. So, like, when it come down to it, like, you know, yeah, people have messed up. People have screwed it up a lot. The thing is, there's a whole.
Now, what do you mean? What do you mean when you say that people have screwed it up a lot? What does that mean?
Like,
what do you mean?
People like, past administrations would spend money on stuff they shouldn't spend money on, or the money was allocated for something else, like any other school where it went somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's allocation. You know what I'm saying? Or the money wasn't spent like it's supposed to be. Let's just put it that way. And the thing is, now, after 10 years of nobody investing into the school or longer, the kids have suffered. You know,
but if people aren't accountable, let's be real. If people aren't being accountable and nobody's checking their books, how do you know people haven't done with their part? How do we know the state hasn't done their part? How do I know that money is being misused? How do I know that? No one's talking about that. How would I know that? How would people know that? If I'm going to give you $1,000, like Crystal said, because I think we should definitely now, for the rest of the time, let's talk about the solution. What are we going to do? What's going to be our next step, Coach? What do you want everybody to do in the next step? I want you to direct us on what you think we should do next. We've done the fundraiser. We got $7,000. All the Amazon wish list. The kids are getting their Gatorade and all that. That's great. We have adopted tigers. That's great. But you got a gym. You got a field house that's falling apart. Ceiling is falling down. Kids are borrowing helmets, borrowing shoulder pads. What's going to be our next step from this point on? What do we do next?
Stay consistent. If you're gonna once you hit that consistency is key. Like everybody talking about accountability and consistency. If you say, okay, we have not, like, and people have done that, we have not been supporting our kids. If people are consistent and hold themselves accountable, things can get better. You're not going to make it like one lump sum is not going to fix it. Like, somebody could donate $1 million to us. Yeah, it will fix everything. But where is it going to be at in 5 years?
Right.
Okay.
Where's it going to be at the next 10 years?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, what I want to see, and I've always said this, like, and I'm like that with everything I do. Be consistent. If you're going to say you're going to come to the game, come to the game. See, I got to do my part. That's why, when I hate losing, I'm a winner. I love winning football games. Like that's what I'm out there for. I'm a competitive person. Yeah. But at the same time, if I'm like, and I tell my kids this, I say, if these people are doing this for you, you should go out there and play hard.
Okay.
I'm like, that's the thing. Like, my part is making sure the kids perform, making sure that we're doing the things we need to. Because if somebody donate money to me and say, I'm going to buy your team all new helmets. Well, I'm not going to be daggone. I'm going to sit there and not take care of the helmets, not make sure the kids out there practicing their butts off, not making sure I'm not holding them accountable, doing my part. If I'm doing my part as a football coach, if I'm doing my part as the teacher in that school with them kids, all I ask for you to do is meet me there. Make sure you come to the games. Make sure you're there to pick kids. Make sure,
and that's all you can ask. That's all you can ask, coach.
Like, that's the thing. What people do is they get like I don't want a feel-good story. I just want people to do, like, if they have Monroe County pride, let's make sure we got the Monroe County pride. You know what I'm saying? Or let's restore the pride. Let's try. Yes. Like, my thing is, where do I want to take this program? My vision for the program is to make our school competitive. That's my vision. That's beautiful. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, you can't.
I'm talking about, this is a selfish football vision, my tunnel vision with anything I do. My thing is getting my kids to say, Coach, man, we got everything we need, man. Coach, like somebody like yesterday we had a pregame meal, and one of the kids said, man, this is the first pregame meal we didn't have, and it wasn't from the cafeteria. Not saying a bad thing, but where it was catered and it was something else, and it was a different meal. Like, he's been playing before. He's my best football player. He's been playing in the program for 4 years. You see what I'm saying? Like, our volleyball team getting stuff donated to him, like the band getting stuff. Things that you like. Those are the things I like to see. I could care less if you put any money in my pocket. All I'm thinking about is when you see a smile on a kid's face, and people come and say, you got great kids. These kids are great kids. Let's change the conversation, and the narrative has, and the narrative being put out about the kids. And
I want to address this, Teresa. Titus' name came up because we were complimenting him as being someone that went to the NFL from Monroe County High School.
The best player ever.
Yeah. And because we're talking about fundraising, that came up because we've been talking about corporations. But it was also addressed that he has done way more than people know. So that's why.
We cannot go back and change what happened yesterday. We need to focus on today and moving forward. We've got to get behind these kids, show them that we care, and let's move forward. Coach is new. From Monroeville, but my kids go to Excel, so I know what's going on in Excel. But now you've got people who showed up at that game Friday night, myself included.
Yes, ma'am.
See these kids excited to see people there cheering them on. Y'all, it melted my heart.
I saw Coach.
The atmosphere was awesome.
Yes.
Alumni that was there. You've got people who had no kids that were there, but they were there supporting kids, and that's what needs to be changed.
And that's what I'm talking about. Just support the kids, because it's bigger than county high history or whatever the case may be.
It's
support the kids.
Mr. Powell right here talking about $100K for football gear. Would that also upgrade coaching and player development? Let me put it this way. I got four really good. Was 3 or 4 of us on staff. 4. Most teams got 8 to 9 position coaches.
Okay.
So you gotta think, when it comes down to it, we're behind the 8 ball in staffing also.
Okay.
Now, we're not gonna get into that. What I'm saying is that once you because when people like Excel, for example, Excel smaller than us, and they got more coaching than us. I'm just gonna be real, they got more coaching than us. And the thing here is, I want the same thing. We got the positions, but I want the same thing. I want, because like I can get better coaches. I can get more coaches once we have the program where it needs to be. Where somebody say, I'll come work for Coach Wilkerson. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna apply for a job because I want to work over here at Monroe County High School. You know what I'm saying? Like those things that I'm working on. Like I'm working on trying to get it to the point to where when we walk on the field, we're not at a disadvantage, like coaching player. Like I'm not gonna say player wise, like the whole infrastructure wise, we're not behind. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. If you work in a school where you don't have any help, and I got good help, like they're great guys, but they're spread thin. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm the head football coach, strength and conditioning coach, and head track coach.
Wow.
There's not places that when you're head football coach, you have to do both. But because we're so short staff in the coaching area that we can't do it. You see what I'm saying?
Wow. So yeah,
like you can always say, well, this and that. That's the thing that you run into. Like what I'm trying to do is get to where people want to come back and work. And the reputation's been so ticked off and like been so piss poor for no reason. But people are talking, they talk and run their mouth all the time that people are so scared to come there and work. The only way you're gonna get a successful baseball program is get the right coaches in. Period.
Sure indeed.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If you want the baseball program to explode, or you want the track program to explode, or you want these things to explode, even if it's just hiring this one guy to be an assistant football coach / head track coach, and you pay him, you make sure that he's coming there, that guy will do what he can to win the track meets. He's going to invest in it. You know what I'm saying? So when people sit there and tell me, like, what do you need? Like, I'm like, when you stand on the sideline at TR Milk, like, I'm telling you, you was at the game, William, Ms. Bailey. You was at the game, Jennifer. Yep. How many coaches did they have over there?
A lot.
I saw the pictures.
Like you're talking about different people that are, different people that can coach every position. You got an eye on everything. You see what I'm saying?
But Coach, I have a question for you. Do you have to have some kind of degree or something to come and help out coaching? Yeah. Or do you have to be hired through Monroe County, or can you just volunteer to coach?
Like, here's the difference between a volunteer coach and a paid assistant. If you volunteer, let's say you got another job, you're a volunteer. If you decide your job says we're gonna switch shifts and work at night, you can't come and coach.
But see, no, I'm not talking about people that's working. Like, I'm talking about the older guys, the retirement, because the reality, Monroe County now is becoming a retirement community.
Yeah, but
so when you're talking about the older players that's coming back, can we come help you out in any kind of way?
I'm not knocking that. Like, I don't mind a volunteer coach or whatever. Here's the thing: when it comes down to it, I need paid assistants, paid guys in their 20s and 30s that can handle the day-to-day grind. Because
I got you.
I went to bed at 2:00 this morning and got up at 7:00 and had to go to Monroe because we had some more packages to be picked up. And I had to wash clothes and I had to do all those other things. Like, you got to think, and I coached the game last night. Then I got to get back up tomorrow, drive over to Monroe High School, do our coaches meeting, break down film, hang the clothes up, do all those other things, get the practice schedules ready. Then I got to get up in the morning and teach. I got to get up in the morning and go to the gym. I got, there's a lot of things I got to do. There's a lot more stuff, and I'm not going to get home to 7:00 at night the rest of the week. And on Friday, I'm going to get home at whatever. And it's in the away game. So you're asking somebody who's not paid be held accountable like he's paid. You can't do that. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta have real talk.
Like when if you own a business, you're not asking somebody to work a 12-hour shift and you're not paying them. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying, but that's where the volunteering come in. If somebody want to come and give you 4, then you got another guy might come give you 4. Then you got another guy that might come give you 4.
That's not developing kids. You gotta have
I'm just talking, but I'm talking about helping you wash clothes or clean up the field house. Now, I ain't talking about the development of the kids, but I'm saying just giving you a hand on the side.
Well, I wanted something like this. Is me. I need people to help me develop my football players.
Okay. Well, that's a different story.
So, come in,
so you don't have the slots for it, or you saying that people just not applying?
Like, it's not. We got slots. What I'm saying is, you got to have you got to make it to where coaches want to apply for the job.
Okay.
When you start winning or you have the right rep, coaches will apply. People
Sure
you can post the application and people will apply. That's
all right, guys. I want to definitely move along because this is something that we definitely addressed before the show right here. Kim said it. For everyone attending the reunion, they must buy a ticket to the game, whether they attend the game or not. We were talking about that before the show, Kim. So thank you for bringing that up. I definitely agree. I definitely agree because like what Terry Johnson said, that all the stuff that the alumni is getting isn't just for sports. In other words, they're allocating those funds elsewhere. So it seems like there should be just a clearer understanding to people. That's why I wanted them here on the show so they can answer these questions that the community has. Because if we're going to let the community help, we need to hear what the community is saying. You want their money, then you have to hear what they have to say. So this is why I think that I wanted to bring everybody to the show so we can address, okay, Alumni Association, where's the money going? Help people understand, because maybe people don't know. Maybe people don't know that you guys give scholarships to other kids and it ain't just sports. So then, yes, if we're going to come to tailgate and help the school, which I thought we were helping the school by being at the tailgate, we need to also come to the game. I will be the first to admit that I failed in that. This is me raising my right hand. But I know I'm not the only one that did go to the game.
You definitely not the only one.
Do we all agree that this year when we go to the tailgate that we will shut it down and get into the game, or at least buy a ticket?
Okay, at least buy a ticket.
Okay.
At least buy a ticket.
Last night, people shared the link for GoFundMe, which is you're able to go online and purchase a ticket. There was people, I know alumni bought those tickets and they was nowhere around.
Okay, so that's going to be me from now on, homecoming and everything. I'll buy a ticket, not even going to the game.
So this is another thing, Coach. I want to get to the solution again. You're talking about this $100,000. Crystal brings up a point. $1 million would get, because there's no concrete sustainable plan. Can we set a budget? Is there a budget for what you need? Because let's say Chris Booker comes to you tomorrow and say, look, man, I want to help you out. Let me see your budget. What you got? What do you have planned? Give it to me on paper. Are we ready for that?
To be honest with you, I'll be quite frank with you. I haven't had the time to do it because I got hired. I was a late hire.
Because he just barely making it there.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like that, I'm not talking about that now. I'm talking about like right now. Like I'm not talking about, what I'm talking about. I'm gonna come up with a budget. But look, I teach history. Most football coaches don't teach a core class. You know what I'm saying? And so what I look at is not me excusing it. I'm supposed to teach a core class, come up with a budget, and prepare a game plan for people.
Okay, you can't do it, Coach.
So, right now, I would love to do that.
How do you plan to make your program competitive?
Oh, how I plan? Going to work every day, putting them kids, having to develop a strength program. I can tell you right now, you walk in my weight room, we're lifting weights. We'll probably be the strong. You give me a year, we're probably the strongest team in the region. That's how I do things.
Because
that's where it starts. That's where it starts.
We're going to be consistent on offense, play great defense, and do what we got to do. Because the thing is, that's what I do anyway. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm like, you can't, I'm not one of these fly-by-night coaches that's coming in that don't want to get a little check. We're not going to go in the weight room. We have a summer program that we do. We do. Like this summer, we worked out from April all the way through August to get ready for the games because they need to be held accountable. I made sure that, and that's why I get into the whole thing about accountability. I had my kids, if I had a kid that didn't come to a certain amount of workouts in the summer, they were suspended for a game or several games. They come all summer, they miss 5 games. It's an automatic 5 game suspended.
That's how we work.
The stigma to change that you are allowed to do what you want to do. That's why I got into. That's when I said it last week. I was like, we didn't have no days off in the summer. We trained every day this summer to get prepped because we started late. And people, people were like, Coach, we want discipline, we want structure, we want all these things. Well, once you want me to hold the kids accountable, I want you to come to the games and support the kids. They talk about, we're talking about things like fundraisers. I did a fundraiser this summer, and we made $3,000 to fundraising. And the thing is, that went straight into the account, had to be paid off. That was the very first fundraiser we did. We're doing a washing detergent fundraiser. We've been pushing this washing detergent for months, trying to get people to buy. And I think it might have reached $10,000. That should have been a $50 or $60,000 sale because it's 5-gallon buckets of detergent. And and our kids are pushing it. And I even said, because I want to make sure my kids have spirit packs. I was like, if you sell this amount, you can get a spirit pack. You know what I'm saying? Just sell 10. Hey, $35 for 5 gallons. You sell 10, that's going to cover a lot of expenses.
What's a
spirit pack? Like shirt, shorts, like attire, dry fits, different things like the kids wear at games that they look like merchandise for the kids, stuff that they wear.
So we have another question. We have another question here. What does your program need to be viable to position? In other words, Crystal, her nephew is your quarterback this year.
Yep. Jaden.
What does your program need to be viable to position him and other talented players for real opportunities? Because these kids, we got, of course, they're students first before athletes. So they need to be getting their grades. Their grades should be.
Oh, we got a grade check. Like, believe me, they don't
that's
want
good.
to make it. They don't want to make it. They're like, coach.
But I think her question was like, for how do we position the top players to get to that nil money, to get to that bag? Because now back in our days, we couldn't get paid to go to college. All we got was scholarships. But these kids could go now and get millions of dollars to play ball.
But see, here's the thing, though. You gotta have the infrastructure. Like when I the filming of the games. Like we can't be borrowing film to make sure the kid. Like for the past couple of years they hadn't used Huddle. Like we had Huddle, which the program is paid for. We got it, but it wasn't used right because we were missing film. The kids are not being exposed. The kids don't go to camp. They don't go to these things, and that's what I hate.
So you're telling me that your team is playing and nobody's capturing it on
film? We're capturing it now. What I'm saying is we changed that. You know what I'm saying? Like I've changed that. Like we're fine. But we're trying to find somebody. We got a guy come the other night. He did a good job. But I had explained to him how you got to stop and start the camera between plays. I have a student that's been helping. So we're getting different kids we're trying to find somebody that's consistent to where we don't have these hiccups. You know what I'm saying? Where every week we're like, all right, we know we're getting here. We know we're gonna be able to do this. We got to teach kids how to do stuff like that. So when they start getting seen, they get visible, they'll start getting scholarships. But also you got to start winning. It comes down to winning.
True indeed.
Nobody walks into a program that's 0-10 and 1-9 all the time, unless you're Ty Howard, who's just an amazing athlete that everybody knows.
So, let me ask you a question.
Right now, they should have scholarships, but they don't get the opportunity because they never been to camps. They never had anything to be, to be.
Well, we got to get them to camps. We got to get these youngsters
guys.
to camps.
The purpose of this show is to bring awareness that the school needs money. We've definitely found out that there are a lot of underlying issues as to why we're not getting to that money. If we are ever gonna get $100,000, we got to be prepared for it. If someone walked in tomorrow, because business people that's shelling out a lot of money, they need to see something in writing.
True indeed. True indeed.
If we don't have anything to present to them, are we willing to work with someone to help with this budget to get to this $100,000?
Somebody like the thing, like let me get with my people, my DFO. But like I said, now I got her not like here's the thing. I had her not focusing on stuff like she was focusing on all this other stuff that she's not able to work on them things. You know what I'm saying? Because she also teaches too. So now I got to make sure that she's able to be able to do those things. So I could go to Miss Lynn and be like, she does a great job. Hey, can we work on this budget? Let me make sure that pre-game stuff and all this stuff taken care of. You ain't got to worry about that. Now we can start working on the budget. Like how many helmets do we need? How much this do we need? How many of that do we need? Yeah. And then that way we can get it going for 2026, 27. Like that's the thing. Like right now, let me clean up and try to get us going in the right direction. Like definitely. I'm not looking for it to change right now. What I'm looking for
it's nothing immediate.
Because like then the culture changes. Then you build from there. Then like we got an actual athletic budget going into the spring. I mean, I'll be like the January budget be ready to go. That's what I'm looking at. It's like right now, like what's the immediate things that the immediate needs was make sure we had good film, having the chain crew, and pregame meals will cover. You see what I'm saying? Next year will be can I hire 2 more coaches? What's the budget going to be like to be able to buy new helmets, stuff like that? And then I can sit down and be like, all right, when football season over with and everything, all the bullets and stop flying, I can take December. We'll be starting lifting in November, December. we'll be training, but at the same time, I'll be able to focus on the bare bones of what we need to do with the program. Y'all got to realize something. I started at the end of March, April. And the main thing I was doing was getting them in the weight room, getting them in shape, trying to get them disciplined to be able to be competitive in the football.
So it sounds like you need help, Coach. And I think that's you need help. You can't do it all. And you can't be afraid to ask for help, especially if somebody has the experience to get a budget together. And I'll be honest with you, Crystal is one who does. She could really assist in this. So if you will, Crystal, if you can, make yourself available, because we need to do that. If we're going to seriously get 100K, we're not going to get it from GoFundMe. Let's be real, right? Okay. We're not going to get it from donut sales. We're not going to get it from chicken sales. Okay, sure, we're not selling enough chicken dinners to get $100,000.
Sure,
so we need some big money to invest, but you got to give them a reason.
Business plan.
You got to give them a reason. You got to give them a reason. All right, so let me go back over. I want to show you guys something. This was last week.
Wow.
That was last week game.
Wow.
Coach sent me this picture.
Wow.
This was last night.
Okay.
Big improvement. Huge improvement.
Okay, let's go, County, huh? Let's go.
It was cheering. I'm telling you, I haven't seen the video from the pep rally. Our pep rally, to me, yesterday felt like a football day. It felt like you were getting ready for a game.
That's
what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if people really understand what I'm talking about. Like there's an excitement. Like when there's excitement going through the building when you got a pep rally. We had a rodeo themed pep rally. Kids were line dancing, jumping around, having
I bet that was nice.
Like those kind of things build school pride. Like when
there's a theme,
definitely. Like our librarian, she was like, Coach, make sure you have a theme every week. I'm like, Lord, geez, I'm trying to just win a football game. I gotta make sure you have a theme. You know what I'm saying? Because all that other stuff, I can't, until if we get the kids to have fun with it, we'll have a student section. I'm trying to, like all that stuff I want to see. I want the kids to see a student section, not just football players, but the school itself. Because it's funny, I've been in school where they paint their face and they got the clackers and they got the pom-poms, and it's like a whole when we won state in baseball, we had, and I'm not even a baseball player. It didn't matter. You were sitting up in the bleachers, you had a whole student section right behind their bench.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like those are things that our kids need to see because they're like, man, my classmates here, they're having a good time. We rocking. When we get done, they're gonna shake my hand. Like it was nice seeing the kids. We lost. I had
beautiful
with their friends. You know what I'm saying? They weren't walking in there to nobody want to show them any kind of love or people clapping for them. Those kind of things got to see. Like I told them, I said, when you look across that middle, I was like, their band's playing the alma mater. They're doing all those things. Like those things I want to see us do. When you somebody
I gotta give a shout out to my
Hello, my name is Haley Smith and I am the captain of the cheer team.
Hey, my name is Trinity and I am the co-captain of the cheer team. We would like to thank our family, friends, alumni, and community for always supporting us.
We have an Amazon wish list. If you wish to purchase anything, contact the school in care of Coach Severin. Thank you.
Thanks again.
Please go to the Amazon link and support the Monroe County High School cheerleaders.
Check it out.
Ella, I just want to jump in and say something real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
When I started this goes past the money. This goes past football season. This goes past baseball, basketball, cheer, softball. We've got to get behind these kids and rally them. These seasons are going to come and go.
Okay.
But what they're going to remember is who stood behind them, who stood beside them, and who held them up at the end of the day.
Yes, ma'am.
That's where this community decided to stand up as one. People all over Monroe County come together and made sure these kids knew somebody cared about them.
That's
whether
beautiful.
It was a parent, a grandparent, not even having a kid in the system at county high. That's where it's at.
I feel
that's
like this,
beautiful.
This
that's what it's supposed to be about.
Like here's the thing, and you're right. Like for me coming in, I wanted the kids, not just my football players, my kids to trust me, because I can say, I'll say it like this, there's as in relationships, if you're used to one way Like you used to being treated bad or treated like treated like this, treated like that, not being supported. You used to it. You don't know how to react when you get supported.
Okay.
You know how to react when when somebody says I love you with genuine. Like I remember my kid talked about a previous coach. All he talked about was how much money he made every day. Like, and I had a conversation with him like what? Where did we miss about the kids? You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And like so, when it came down to it, I was like, I can't do that to my kids. I'm like, yeah, I'm like because the thing is, if I'm going to hold you accountable, if I'm going to push you, if I'm going to make sure that you're in the weight room every day, I'm yelling at you. I'm saying everything I can to make sure I get you motivated, having you come to 6 o'clock morning practice, making you run all these hundreds and doing all this stuff and taking you all over the place. Make sure let me make sure you get some hydration and some food.
Okay. Oh, that's
like,
the least.
This started back in like I don't know if you ever went back. I mean, like I made a post back in June about hey, we did a 707 with a big 707. Only got to do one because we didn't have helmets. And it was at Uri. XL, Uri, and Clark County. Now we got second in the whole thing. Now we kind of screwed up in our bracket, but technically got second. So, but when it came down to it, my kids didn't have nothing to drink. We didn't have no food. We didn't have nothing for the kids. And that's where that's when I started seeing the problem. And I made a post then about, we need hydration. We need this. And then this lady came and made another big post. She's one of the ones that she was a football mom. Her kid go to Hillcrest, but she's an alum now. She came in, did a big water drive. And I mean, we got a room full of water, Gatorade, stuff like that. And then turned around, and that was huge because that has got us through. But I was like, we still, people started bringing fruit, started bringing crackers and stuff like that. Because when you go to these games, a lot of people don't realize that's how these kids sustain during games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of they don't get, like once you get the pregame, halftime, it's been about 2 or 3 hours. Your food levels is down. So why you think those, like when people say, well, they always fail in the fourth quarter, well, that gum, they ain't got nothing to eat.
Okay.
They ain't got the hydration. So now
they out of gas. They out of gas.
So that's the thing I've been pushing is that look, let's just make, or like when TR Miller came over, they had a table set in the back feeding the kids. Like that's the things I'm talking. Or sandwiches. I was at the mom, just the moms made hamburger, not hamburger, Lord. The moms did ham and cheese and turkey and cheese sandwiches.
They're clearly doing something that we aren't. Their program seems to be a little bit more stable, more accountable.
And accountability. But I think if it was like if it had been some set, been something that's been doing a while, people knew about it.
Yeah.
Then I think that would be even better. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm trying to get to. That's the sustainability part. Next year, next year, my goal is next year that before we even kick off a practice, all our pre-games taken care of.
Yeah.
Either donation or it's already paid for.
Yeah.
All stuff is catered. That we got everything, like all those little things done because then the main thing, and that's trying to win a football game.
Yep.
That's what I'm looking at. I wasn't even thinking, what I'm saying? Then when it became a whole school-wide thing, I was like, yeah, our volleyball team didn't do that. Our softball team do that. Like these kids need the constant presence. And that boost, like, when the boost club ain't got work, like they can fundraise and people come to the game to help with the fundraisers. Now they're making money and they're not spending money. They're just outspending the money because they're trying to make up for loose ends. Like, our boost club needs to be able to sustain itself too.
Okay, so there's a whole conversation going on over here I want to share with you guys. One of the questions was, is there an additional budget for additional staff? And the answer was no. The school's priority is education. So then why say no to volunteers?
It's not like what I'm saying, like volunteers are not held accountable. Like a volunteer, they got jobs. Like I said, if I hire, say, a 25-year-old that works at Georgia Pacific and it's middle of the season and Georgia Pacific says, hey, we're going to night shift.
They find out where you can use him and use him there. You won't have everybody understand.
But see, coaching goes deeper than that. It's about development of kids. I can't give a volunteer the position of offense coordinator or defense coordinator or linebacker coach or running back coach.
How many coaches do you have? How many coaches do you have right now?
3.
And who are 3 coaches?
Yep. Coach Jones, Coach Gonzalez, and Coach D.
And what are their titles? What positions?
Coach Jones is defense coordinator and also receiver and DB coach and receiver coach. Coach Gonzalez is running backs. He's OC, running backs coach, and receiver coach too. Coach Dotch, he is technically the offensive line coach and D-line coach. But I call the defense. Me and Coach Joe, the co-coordinator.
Okay.
So we don't.
Does part of that 100,000 involve getting new coaches?
No, that's just us hiring people at the school.
Okay.
Like that needs to go. That needs to be teachers being hired.
Yeah.
People that have to step foot in that school. They got to clock in every day. That when I say, hey, we're doing this. All right, coach. And it's all about the thing is though. There you go. Durant said it best. Read Durant's comment right there.
In Monroe County, period.
I can't even see him.
Monroe County, period, has one of the lowest coaching salary schedules. T.R. Miller has boosters that provide extra money for obtaining extra coaches. Wow.
So those things, but see, that's not and we've had this discussion. A lot of and it all depends on what you're trying to budget or whatever. Some places pay high, some places pay low. Like I've been at places where a coordinator, you know what I'm saying?
I
see that one. That's Grace property, young.
Now this is my friend. This is my friend right here. He's asking you a question because we're gonna get some solutions before the end of the night, and we're not gonna just talk about links because that's already our role for Facebook. We need some different solutions. Kim says, "May I volunteer to create your budget and stand before the board and defend it?" Yes or no?
Yes. Let me meet with you. We can talk and see what we do.
Let's
make sure we work it out because look, I'm trying to make sure we do what's right, and I want to make sure it's done right and do the thing we need to do. I would love.
Well, nobody's doing anything now. To be honest with you, this is where I think it gets tested for me because I see this. I see that we're asking people for money, but I don't see the people that are already in place talking. I hear from Jennifer. I hear from Jennifer all doing her great stuff, but I don't hear from the other organizations. I want to hear from them. Here? Yes,
and Jennifer say this. I never asked for money. Not like this was all the community, like Reverend Durant, the community asking for donations. I never act like I won't do that. Like I never say, hey, we need this. I mean, it's okay to ask for that. But what I'm saying is that all I want to do is make sure that my kids got the right opportunities or were able to be in the right position to be successful.
Amen. Amen. And
like,
that's God.
I never asked for a dime because that's when it gets shaky. Because people gonna say,
then that's why you need to get somebody else to do it.
But the reality of it, coach, is that you do need money. So yes, even if your pride won't let you ask for it, you need it.
It's not pride. It's like, okay, here's the thing. Once you start asking for money, people can start talking about your job. Like I'm not gonna put my family. I got a family to feed. I'm not putting my family in a situation to where my butt, because I'm still a man. I still got to take care of my kids. Kid, not kids. Let me put it that way. Kid. I got to make sure that my bills are paid. I would never put my family in a situation where I'm asking, like going out and ask for a handout or anything like that.
No, I'm talking about from the community and from the alumni.
Like I'm saying, like that's what y'all need to do. I'll give you the budget.
Okay. Well, we'll handle that.
You the budget. But the thing is, that's where where we fell behind the 8 ball is just the community kind of just fell behind. You know what I'm saying? And it's a stigma in the community.
I'm not gonna put it all on the community. I can't put it. I can't.
But what I'm saying is, like, I'm not attacking the community. What I'm saying is, it's been a whole infrastructure thing. Like the infrastructure messed up at the school because like people said it. Inconsistency in the administration, inconsistency across the board. So like it's a whole thing. So it's not like I'm trying to take the county out of it. What I'm saying is that I just want my the county take care of itself. I think eventually, eventually it will sit there and it will get better. Like it has to get better in order to say, all right, Mr. Cook, my nephew's quarterback this year. So what does your program need to be viable to position him and other talented players? For real. I've said it. We need to get to it. We have to get to the point to where we are competitive across the board. And what I mean by that is staffing, equipment, and the ability to take these kids to camps to be visibly seen.
And camps mean a lot. Camps mean a lot.
I can pay for the camps, but if I don't have the money to pay for the camp, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want the kids to say, hey, I want to take my kid to Alabama State. I want to be in my program to open up and say, okay, we're going to take the whole team to Alabama State.
Okay.
We're going to take the whole team to Akron. We're going to take the whole team to West Alabama. We're going to take Jaden got recruited. He's going up to UNA. I want to make sure he goes to UNA. But I want to make sure he has the film and the actual stuff that the UNA say, okay, let us get up here. Either play safety or DB or quarterback, because your nephew deserves a shot. And the only way he's gonna get a shot is making sure that we are on the equal playing field and we pull ourselves out of this and get to the point to where next year, going to the senior year, he's got everything he needs development wise to get there. And a lot of this stuff is not right now fixes. A lot of this stuff is not going to be fixed this week. This is a 2 or 3 year process.
Yeah, true indeed. But the process has to start. Yes.
Yeah. Once we get the process started for Jaden Howard, for my boy Jaden, is that people know it just haven't been like we put it on. Like, this is another thing. Like our websites. If you go to Monroe County website, people see it, and they're not going and clicking the button and looking it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, they see it, and that's where it comes into participation. Like, people are not like in some place. Like, if I took that Monroe, that like Excel, I did not Excel, but at Flomaton, I did the detergent sale. I had 12 wrestlers and made $12,000.
So it sounds like Crystal is she's asking for a reason, because she knows a lot of people, Coach. And this is what I want.
Okay, so like, hey, what do you need?
Yeah.
Well, we got the cameras. Like, look, Chris, Ms. Tucker, we got everything we need. We need people there to do it that can do it.
You
right.
need bodies.
Like, we need people there to do it right. So that way I can teach them how to do huddle. Because, like, they don't know how to use huddle to their advantage to create Twitter page and stuff like that. They don't know. And that's the thing, because the last few years it has not been used. So, like, we got the camera. Like, the stuff is there. Like, the things are in place. It's just that we got to get people to, okay, what does your team need to get the games filmed? We just need somebody that's an adult or somebody that's really good, or a student, and we're working on that. Like, we're actually working on that to get to get those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got all that stuff in place. It's just finding people that's committed to doing it right. Like I said, or teaching somebody. Like, I got a guy that came in. He's like, I can come. I'm like, he bought a former student. He did a good job. The fact he didn't know how to start and stop the camera. But I really want, like, he might not be able to do it 1 week. You know what I'm saying? So I need somebody that's consistent. We need to be able to post this stuff every week, because I'm getting, like, the past few weeks I had to borrow other people's film because it's just been up and down with how we record it. Other schools got the same issues. Not like nobody else has the same issues. Your camera could go dead. You can have a SIM card issue. Things can happen. But it's becoming a glaring issue that we haven't got to that point yet to where I wanted to be. And I wanted to be, we got the camera, we got the tripod, we got the iPad, we got headsets. We're starting to get that stuff. Like, we have all those things. We got a drone coming. But we got to have people that got to work it too. You know what I'm saying? Because then when we got the end zone copies, we got those things. And SEC coaches can say, all right, we're coming down here to pick this kid out because we know this kid can do it because he got the highlight. We also need somebody that can teach him how to use Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Like, teach them how to post to Twitter and how to, set the links up.
So to answer her question about being viable, it sounds like you need people around you. You need to surround yourself with people.
Because like at Magador, like for example, at Magador, like we designated somebody who was basically like the recruiting coordinator. Like, what do y'all like? They're ignoring us. I'm trying to answer your questions.
Right.
Like, I'm really trying to answer your questions.
Yeah, I know.
I can't even see what they say.
No, it's okay. I'm pulling the comments up later. They're not coming in real time.
Okay.
Because there's so many comments.
So like when it comes down to it, like, how can I put it? Like, you got to have a video. Like, these bigger schools have like a recruiting game coordinator or a video coordinator. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's a person that's a higher person staff. Like, their position coach, like our receiver coach at Magador was also our Twitter. Like, he posts on Twitter all the time. He was very versed in Twitter and said stuff like that. We taught our kids how to create we made their highlights. Like, literally sit down and we went through and clicked and started the stuff on their best tackles or their best things and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then they got it and made their own, their own little thing. And we had several kids recruited, you know what I'm saying, made their own highlights. So we got to teach those kids that, because that's how they get seen. And like she said, Titus walked on. Titus is a great athlete. Wow. I walked on, just a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays with the access to social media and the things of that nature, you know, you want to get that kid an opportunity across the board. And like I've had conversations, like they just don't get seen because guess what? They don't have their games where we don't have film of the kids from last year. Like any, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't, like I refuse to go into a game and not be able to trade with teams because we don't have anything. You see what I'm saying? Like we got to be able to trade and go down and break down film. Like I refuse. Yeah. I've been on that other side of the room where I've heard the conversation about schools like my school. And I say my school, Monroe County High School. Like they don't have this, they don't have that, they don't have this.
So, Coach, if
that.
if your problem is in asking, it might not be you're not getting because people don't have it. You're not getting because you're not asking. We have to ask for the right things, right? And Crystal made a good point. She made a good point here. She said you have 100 people available that can raise 100K among your alumni, but until we can talk business and development of the whole player versus just football, it's not going to happen. We have to know that the return on the investment extends beyond the football season.
Okay, let me put it this way. I am not just a football coach. I've said this over and over again. I'm an educator.
Okay.
I just carry the torch as the head football coach. And when people sit there, and I get a little insulted when they say that, when I got a kid I got 4 kids right now that's playing on TV in college. Literally. I had one in the NFL. I got kids in the military. I got kids that I dropped off of college myself personally because I know that's what they need to do. That's what they have to do. Like I've said it over and over again. Like football is going to end. There's got to be a plan for it.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, what is your plan going into your senior year? What is your plan? And when I sit there and I talk to the kids in there, like my center Marquise, like, you know, center Marquise is like, you know, he's like, Coach, I'm well. I'm saying, good, go well. Like I got my boy Caleb. He's getting his CDL license before he turns 18. I'm like, son, if you don't want to play college ball, that's fine. I was like, I just want to see you be self-willing to do. I see that you're doing all these things. I see that you're trying to get here. You know what I'm saying? I see that you're doing all these things because after football season is that I'm talking about the whole year, like athletic checks. I'm from college. We're going to check those grades. Like, I'm not sitting around and being like, oh, I don't care. Like, I care more about them just playing football. I do. I care about them graduating high school. I care because that's going to reflect on me. I don't want to be that coach that said, oh, I got you eligible. You had a 60 all the way through school. When you get out, you can barely find anything to get a job on. Like, I don't want to be that guy.
But we also don't want to be that person that kids have talent to play football and nobody's seeing them.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a tangible thing. When a kid has the grades and the kids have the thing they need to do, it's going to work. Like, if any kid in our school, if their GPA goes from a 2.3 to a 3.0, if I make sure I'm on them in every class, including the career tech classes or they core class, not core class, but just class in general electives, where it's a GPA booster. That's the first thing, because that's one of the reasons I guess I teach ninth grade. I had the same conversation with them. Like, look, we got to make sure we get you off on the right foot, because guess what? If you screw up in ninth grade, you're catching up the whole time you're in school. And so
this is a good question. Has anyone asked any businesses for donations?
Yeah, and a lot of times the business, because their kids support, their kids go to other places, they won't support, even though we do business with them. People are at the school do business with them. Like,
and you got to think too, as far as businesses in Monroe County. Okay, you have a limited number of businesses. They give this one, and after football season, they've gave all they've had for the year.
Yes,
I'm not limited. Don't limit it to Monroeville businesses. You have alumni that may have a business in Tennessee somewhere that love this school.
But see, that's what we got to do. We got to reach out to the alumni, because
don't just stay in Monroeville. No, you're not gonna get it in Monroeville.
The alumni are the only ones that really care about it.
I've only been 3 months on the job. And
look at what you did. And look at what you did. You got us finally talking about it. That's great.
And the thing is, if you never, like, and I think that's just a small town mentality in a lot of ways. Like, let's just stay in our little bubble. We're not going to go out around everybody. And then what people have done is moved and got their own little bubble going to in another spot. And don't go back and say, hey, I'm going to write a check. I do own a paper company, but I'm not thinking about writing a check to Monroe County because I ain't been there in 30 years.
Well, they're not going to do it if you don't ask them. If you're not asking
a lot of times
them,
they like, hey, that's how both, hey, you got to
look at wait. Let me say one thing about Monroe County. Our
Yes.
alumni ain't like that.
Come on, get it, baby.
I'll
Get
say
it.
one
Get
thing
it.
about Monroe County. Our alumni is like that.
Yeah.
If you ask
Yeah.
us for something 40 years, 50 years, we ain't been there, we gonna get you that. And coach, I can show you better than I could tell you. But our alumni is not like that. And we didn't know. We didn't know County High had went down like that. And please believe, now that we do, stay there long enough to see how we change it.
I just saw when that was a good one about a DFO. She does need help because she's our special ed teacher. So our DFO, she's our special ed teacher. She literally would love to do all that stuff because I call her my assistant. She's an assistant coach. She gets paid. Like she has taken care of me more than anybody on our pro. Because there's a lot of stuff I ain't got to worry about. But now that we're trying to put stuff in place with the stuff that she shouldn't have to worry about to be a DFO, which is like you said, a plan for the budget and stuff like that. That's what we can do. Like now we can make those, if I can get this stuff cleaned up, then we can make that plan. Like I said, this is a long-term plan. Rome wasn't building a day.
Oh,
so
true indeed.
We can get the budget going in December. I would love to get the budget going in December, but let us get through the season because right now it's so many moving parts, like trying to get ready for a game. And I got to make sure that we're ready to go. But and I love the discussion. I love the fact that we're getting here because when it comes to 2020, 26, 27, I want to make sure that we're going into it with the right mindset. I know I'm probably be in trouble Monday. People are like, well, coach, you did this. Oh, well. But the thing is, I'm like, well, 2026, where can we go from here? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, definitely.
If the alumni make that shift now, this year,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if homecoming is homecoming, and then we see a shift. You know what I'm saying? We see that.
You're gonna see a shift.
That's just
one
thing, guys.
That's
just one thing. That's just one thing.
That's one thing.
I want to clear it up though, because people think that you don't want volunteers. So let's clear it up because Ernie asked, and we did get a clear answer. If a coach who isn't working wanted to come out there and work with your defensive line, work with your offensive line, because they're good. They've graduated, they've gone on, and now they're not doing anything, but they were good at County High. To come out, kind of see what your boys got, and kind of work with players one-on-one. Will you accept that? Yes or no?
I have to do an interview with them and see what they know, like any other coach. And then we'll go through the whole process of hiring a coach. Like I'm not bringing nobody into the program that's going to come in unless I interview them, sit down, and have a professional relationship with them. Because at the end of the day, I need to make sure, because I'm a D-line guy. I played D-line in college. I played D-line in high school. I went to college playing it. I got all state in it. I can coach D-line. I need somebody, like I said, I need people that can volunteer, that know what they're doing. Also, because it's a very shady thing when it comes to volunteers, because a lot of times, like I said, jobs, accountability, and stuff like that, it comes to you got to CYOB. And so they got to go through the whole coach. Like they have a coaching class for it too. Like you got to go through the state to get certified in. If they're willing to do the certification for being a football coach and going to buy into the program and they're going to follow and make sure, that they are going to help the program move on, that's what I want. Because look, I don't want somebody in and out. I need
but I'm saying, so you saying that you need somebody with certification and you want to interview them.
Yeah.
And this be their only job.
And that's not even the coaches. That's for the board. That comes from the county level.
I can understand the liability because you have kids.
Yes.
And make sure.
But I can guarantee you, Coach, you will have some people from Monroe County that will go get that certification, that will come sit down with you and interview and will be a help to you if you stay there long enough. Now, yes, we can't do nothing this season, but I can guarantee you by next season, you'll have some people out there volunteering that can help your team, because you don't know the athletes that came through Monroe County. It's a lot of guys sitting around there that's all state, all county.
You see the thing though, and this is no knock on volunteers. Let me put it this way. This is no knock on volunteers. There's a certain level of coaching that has to be in there. Coaching and playing is two different things. Like you can be the greatest football player in the world down there, but if you never experienced being on a coaching staff or ever experienced other places to coach, I need guys that's been in this fire before.
Well,
Like
we're
this,
not
the
talking
whole,
about just regular people. Yes, you're talking about guys that went to college. Any player that played college football can be a coach because
nah,
you
no, they
watch
can't.
the
I
tape.
promise you.
You
No,
watch
they
the
can't.
tape.
No, they
You
cannot.
okay? See,
Because look,
that's
how
what
many
me and
guys?
you disagree at.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you that.
But
It's
if
like me.
you
I
were a
was like,
D1 athlete and you sat
nope,
in that tape room at Troy State, Alabama, Auburn, Alabama State,
don't mean you know
you
ball.
can't. Okay.
Don't mean you know ball. Because
Hey,
believe me,
Okay.
I like
All
look,
right. So
like
let's
we can agree to
I'm gonna
disagree with
leave
that one
that
because
alone. I'm
yeah.
gonna leave that because we talking about the money, reality. We talking about the money and we talking about the kids. So, coach, you can keep doing it with your 4-man staff because there's a lot of people out here that will come and
I'm
help
not
you,
saying that
but
you
everybody
like
is not gonna
you're
go
taking
through all of
Okay.
that.
I'm not saying that you're not
Okay.
like what I'm saying is
Right.
that I said I want certified teachers
Okay,
and
okay,
coaches.
okay.
That's
Well,
it.
I'm
Like
telling
I'm
you
not
to wait
saying that.
on that.
Huh?
I'm telling you to wait on that because you got plenty of people that'll come out there tomorrow and give you a hand, but
But see,
everybody
the
ain't
thing
gonna go
is,
through no certifications
but see,
and all of
that's
that.
them are kids.
So, I
Like I
mean, it is
can't have
what it
nobody
is.
out there.
But
Like this
I
is not
understand.
these are 14, 15 year
These are
old kids.
right.
I
Like to
Right.
have
understand
the
that,
kids,
but you're
it's a
talking about
liability.
fathers, you're talking about soldiers, you're
So
talking
It
about
doesn't
people that done
matter.
played.
okay. Hold on a
It
second,
doesn't
guys.
matter.
Hold on a second, guys,
If you
because
Okay,
I
get a
think
kid,
okay.
I'm screwed. I mean,
that's a
just
school
saying.
board. That's a school
Yeah,
board function.
Yes.
that's a law.
Because if we find out what it takes for volunteers, and if they say, well, no, you can't have one, then that's a mute issue.
Yeah,
But
definitely. But what I'm saying is that
yeah, you're
it would
saying
be
that they're
people that'll go and get that
yeah,
certification just
we
because
gotta
they want to help
yeah,
County High. They just want to know what you need them to do. So yes, you done told them to get the certification. You done told them that you need them to come sit and interview with you. Let's
right.
see how many people will go and do that for you.
All right,
We'll
let's
see.
move on. Let's move
Okay.
on. Let's talk about the cameraman right here. How much do you need to find and pay the cameraman? If we were gonna put it out there, let's say somebody wanted to pay for the cameraman for you. What do we need to get somebody to do it? Because they need to know how much they're gonna make. Because nobody's gonna do it for free, maybe. So
I mean,
what $10 an hour per
2 hour game, 10 hours. I think most places I've been, the cameraman volunteer. Like I never heard somebody paying a cameraman for real. It was a volunteer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like, how much is the camera? We got cameras. We got 2 cameras actually. We have 3 cameras and a drone.
Okay, so we got cameras. We
Yeah.
just need people to run them.
Yeah, just be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like now, some people charge. Like I've never, like I said, I've just never had somebody that was, be in a place where the person charged.
So why don't you guys give the kids in the career, give them some credit for some classwork to come out and volunteer? Use these kids that you have.
I do have kids that come out there. Like I have kids that are my managers and stuff like that. Like we have certain things, but when it comes down to it, there are certain things adults need to do. You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm saying, like the cameraman thing is, like I said, we're working on that. Like we're finding a solution to work on that. Like right now, like we're literally Monday having a thing where we're going to find a kid that's reliable that can get on and video. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, there you go. And that thing right there, we can't even afford that. That's the sad part. I even called around to see if we get a trainer to come, and the trainer down in Gulf Breeze said, "I don't have it. I can't afford to send your system can't afford to bring it." That's exactly what they said. They said much it would cost, the system would not. I made that call Monday. Like the trainer at Demopolis called, sent me a message, sent me the text, hey, call this guy, and then was like, he told me, he was like, I ain't got it. I don't have the staff doing it. You couldn't afford to do it anyway. West Alabama the same way. Mobile the same way. I'm trying. But the thing is, like the superintendent tell you the same thing that we talked about. He's like, that's the same thing they all said. Like they don't have the
But
resources.
we don't stop there. Okay, you don't stop there. You're not going to tell me no. Keep going. Find another way around it, because we're doing what's easy. Somebody tells us no, we stop. No, we're going to find a way around it. And it looks like there's stuff that we need to do. If you want $100,000, you got to have a budget. You got to have it laid out for them to know where their money is going. That's real talk.
Like right now, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Like tonight, I got to
you got some help. You got some help. Kim is gonna help you. Okay, so I think we're getting ready to get out of here, guys. This has been an awesome conversation, right? Yes.
Definitely. And go Tigers. This is all about the kids. This is about the legacy of Monroe County High. No consolidation. Monroe County High till the end of time. So for all the alumni, the legacy, let's prove everybody wrong and don't believe that we could bring County High back. Because it ain't nothing but a thing for us. So to all the doubters, the haters, County High's gonna go last forever with do the alumni. And I'll leave it at that.
But one thing is true, guys. For me, I don't know about anybody else, but I look beyond football because the truth of the matter is that a lot of these kids are not going to the NFL.
Oh no!
And
no.
I know
that's
somebody.
100%.
I mean, it's like it's
definitely
like
not
NFL, and like it's very fortunate, a walk on or not, to get a college scholarship. It's hard because you compete with everybody, so they definitely have a plan. And the thing
I don't want you to miss. I don't want you to miss your moment, Coach, because we don't know how many people are watching this broadcast. We don't know who can write you a check tomorrow.
Okay.
Right. So hear me out. So what we need to do is I want you, Coach. I don't want anybody else to talk. I want you to talk and say to the people that are watching this, why should they invest $100,000 in Monroe County High School and its football program? Or are you asking for just the football program? Why should they invest?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I would never ask for money for a football program because I believe all sports in our school need the funding. The whole program needs to be supported. And I have always said, if you want to see us be successful, invest in our kids. If you write a check for $100,000 and you write it to the right people, and you earmark it for athletics, or you earmark it for each sport, I promise you, it will go to those sports. I will make sure that we sign it off right and we do it right. Because if they don't, I'm gonna call them out on it. Because I really do believe that if you invest in the program and you're a Monroe and you have pride in the program, it will prosper. And I'll put my job on it because I'm going to do everything I can. You walk in that field house, or you walk in the weight room, the classroom, whatever. I'll make sure every kid on the track team, every kid on the volleyball team, every kid will lift. And you can go back and look at any school I've been at. People ask me to make sure the kids in the weight room. I will develop the program themselves. If they want a weight program, I will do the weight room myself. I will make sure that your investment is ready. Like I will make sure that we will make sure the kids are getting their grades, that we're investing in them and not myself, because it's not going in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying to fill a gap. Like the dudes, I'm just trying to fill a gap. I'm just trying to be that person that the kids can look at and be like, that one point they say, that man right there is consistent.
Yep.
He ain't talking about money. He ain't talking about his own personal feelings. He ain't talking about stuff. He's talking about us. The kids are the investment. I need the money to be able to, or we need the money to be able to invest back in our kids.
Exactly.
And like I said, I never asked for money. I asked to invest back in the kids. It will be you will see the field being developed better. You will see equipment for all the sports being where they need to be. The kids will have the jerseys, the helmet. I probably ain't going nowhere else because by the time it hits the account, it's going to be spent on everything you look at. They're going to be wearing it. Because I don't believe in them sitting there like, I'm just going to hold this money. We're going to have, like, the kid need cleats, going to be able to get cleats. They need a girdle. They need a girdle. Pants, jersey, helmet, shoulder pads, that we can make sure that these kids have sustainable stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes down to it, this is what is needed. We need to get there. Now, I wasn't expecting it to blow up like this. And I'm glad we're having this discussion. But at the same time, if the kids don't have it, that's on me. I got to make sure my kids and your kids have what they need safety-wise. I mean, it's legitimately a safety issue. Like, you can't develop a football program and everybody having to borrow shoulder pads or helmets.
No, definitely not.
Like, you can't develop in the weight room when you don't have it. You got to have the money to have it. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, I
have a couple more questions before we get out of here. Who else have you had this conversation with besides this show tonight?
Nobody. Like, I've had conversations like talking about it, but like I said, how can I put it? When I made the post, I wasn't expecting that. You see what I'm saying? Like the news and you were the first two. I was like I said, I went to sleep, knocked out, woke up and I'm like, what the heck just happened?
I know, right?
I was like, hold on. I'm like, I'm still like,
but it was needed.
Like,
it was needed. You created something. You did. But I don't want you to miss the moment because you have a lot of help right here. You have, because I told you, I said, when we do the show tonight, I want to see an itemized list. There was a reason I was asking for that, because
see,
people
the thing
want
is, like,
to
you
see
asked me
where,
for some, like, you asked me something I just physically cannot provide because I don't have the time.
Right.
Like, I'm not sitting there like I'm not sitting.
But you know that nobody's gonna write a check for $100,000.
Oh, I know. Like, I know. Like, the thing is, like,
okay.
Let me put it this way. That was never my plan. Like, I promise you, I was just doing the show. You like all the ideas that came with it out of my
to get you some money.
Your mouth.
Okay.
Because I don't want to just do a show to get on here and talk about it.
And you got to keep it real. You got to keep it real. If you need that kind of paper to get the program back to where you needed to get it to,
but you can't just
then
talk
you need
about
to let the people know.
Jokingly, I was like, okay, like this is like, I was like, whoa, this.
I don't think small. No, I don't think small. I'm thinking $50,000 checks. But people are not going to do it if they don't believe in your program. If they don't believe in you and they got too many questions. My job tonight is to clear up a lot of the hearsay that people are out here. They're worried about where the money is going with these Booster Club, Alumni Association. This is no point at them. This is why I wanted you guys on the show so you can clear it up. But with all that kind of people, when people are thinking about that, they're not going to be as excited about the program. But if we clear all of that up, let them understand what the rules are. The state doesn't do this, guys. The state worries about education. They don't worry extracurricular sports. They don't worry about that. Okay, well, we know now that the state is not looking at us because we just black. They're looking at us this way because that's not what they do. Okay, you got 300 students in your school. Why would someone invest? How are we educating these kids? You're not even an A school. You have so many things going against you. You got the violence and stuff. You got to be able to answer those questions to people who have money. Don't miss the opportunity. I want you to go back, look at some of these comments that people are saying, please, because they're coming in so fast. I can't pull them up fast enough, but you should read them. If we are serious about helping Monroe County High School, we got to do it the right way. And it can't just be about football. We got to be about these kids. If you love these kids, don't just say, I'm just doing good enough for them to graduate and I'm moving on. No, make sure they're ready for life. I've had too many people that I'm friends with in Monroeville that tell me that kids come to their companies to apply for jobs and they can't even spell correctly, or they can't even present themselves well in an interview. We're not setting them up. If we put them out there like that because all we worried about was football, then we're hurting them.
Can I say something that, Nate, though?
Yes.
Can I say something? Please. That's not a football issue. Like, I've said the same thing. Like, you got adults now, they don't know how to interview and come in and thing because nobody has taught them professionalism. And that starts at home all the way through. I'm just going to be real with you because when I grew up, my granddad said you wear a shirt and tie interview, not jeans.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Now you're talking some real stuff. Now you're talking real stuff, Coach.
I didn't walk I'm not walking around cussing people out and grown folks out like they are now. But I had to discuss. I said it's like when people say kids are different, I got to realize I'm the parent of the generation.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's
let's put it this way. If you're 40, if you're in your 45, 50s, and you're talking about the kids, these are our kids.
Yes.
What are we doing? Like, what are we doing for our kids? Like, are we doing at the house for our kids? I can always say, hey, don't cuss at practice. I'm gonna up down you in practice. I'm going to in class, don't cuss. I'm gonna write you for not cussing. But it's okay at the house to cuss and cuss out your mom and stuff like that.
Okay.
That's a whole different ball game.
Okay.
If I give a 9 o'clock curfew,
I know y'all parents are not out there letting your kids cuss y'all out. I know that's not.
I'm just saying, like, look, I'm saying, like, these kids can, like, kids, like, these kids now, they can cuss a little freely sometimes. I remember when I was in school, if I cut, like, my mom looked at me like, I was scared, I'm get, like,
okay.
My mom dead, my grandparents dead. I was 30-some years old. I still wouldn't cuss in front of them.
Okay. Okay. That's respect.
That's respect. I don't know. I'm like, granddad just looking at, look, I didn't want to, I'm just being honest.
Coach, check this out. This is another opportunity. Alfie Smith is Roy Jones Jr.'s basketball trainer for 30 years. He was on my show Thursday night.
I saw the show.
Telling you, I will get some signed gloves from Roy Jones Jr. and auction them off for your program.
Wow, that's big. That's big. That's big. I saw your show, and I want to give him a shout out because in that show that you did, they talked all about the legends from County High. We done had some hoopers come through there too.
Yeah.
From Ron Knight to Lloyd Patrick to Craig
Dude,
Johnson to the
we got a
Derek
good
Robert.
basketball team coming up. I'm telling y'all, this basketball team we got is pretty good.
I can't wait.
Like they're
I
coming
can't
out.
wait.
They might be a state. They can make a run this year.
Okay.
And I want them supported just as much as anybody else. I want all
yes, we got to support all the sports.
You know what I'm saying? So like I don't like that's the thing I don't want to ever get to is that I don't want people to think I'm just there's a football guy. Like, you know,
well, see, Coach, when we came through, everybody played multiple sports. So if you was on a football team, you ran track, you played basketball, you played baseball. So it's all about Monroe County High School athletics and these kids.
So here's the thing. This is why I was asking who else you talked to about this. Russell Clausell Sr. says you need to address the school board with these concerns.
Okay.
Are you ready to do that? Are you willing to do that?
I will. Like if it comes up to it, I will. I have to. I go in there and talk to him because
it's almost right. I mean, it's like a no-brainer because
we had school board people that jumped in and helped with what was going on.
Yes,
as far as my part.
Oh, that's nice.
They know.
Like shoot, I know people like you know, like this is very anonymous.
Okay, Crystal says, Crystal, you're just blowing it up, girl. I tried to get her on the show too. The hell you say, that is not a football issue. When you are tasked to mentor a child in any capacity, you are tasked with developing a young man, not just a receiver, tight end, or running back. Home is where it starts, and school and educators, including coaches, are the reinforcement. Do you guys agree?
True indeed. True indeed.
Yeah.
True indeed.
I'm gonna support whatever. Like if a mama say or grandma says we're gonna, you know, my son ain't playing, got trouble. I'm supporting it. They can tell you I don't play about my discipline because my thing is I want the kids to be great young men.
True indeed.
You know
True indeed.
Like, you know, because like you think about, I want my kid like if I got a player and he leaves off and he's a truck driver, go make your money, man. I'm proud of you. Like
okay,
because guess what?
Okay,
like I got kids as welders. I got kids that play. Yes. Military kids that work, you know, linemen, like, you know, they have great jobs, male and female, that I've coached.
Russell, I'm going to ask you personally. This is from me to you. You know, we good like that. Will you work with Coach Wilkerson to prepare himself to address the board? Because Russell is saying he is the president at his school board, and he knows that this would be something I would want to hear from my head football coach. He can get you right. Are you willing to let him assist you to get ready for the board? I'll come to the meeting. They may not let me speak. Because, you know, I don't have a problem going to Monroe sitting in city council meetings. They emailed me one day. Oh, what? No, this is a community. You got to hold people accountable. And if there's anything that the government or these elected officials can do, make them earn their spot. I just don't know exactly what it is that they can and can't do. I don't know. I'm going to be honest about that. I don't know what the school board is all about. What is it that they do offer? But if they offer what we need to go to them.
Okay.
Hands down.
Okay.
And when the community see you doing that, they'll be more than willing to help because they see you going at the other stuff first. I'm just saying, just my 2 cents, right? Just my 2 cents.
Dave, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
All right, guys.
But in the end, it's all about these kids. So everybody get out to these games. Go support the kids in all the sports, volleyball, track, football, baseball. Let's get this band back together and let's get County High right.
And
well, guess what? Monroe County School Board right there. Look at that. School board. I'm here, Coach. I hear you loud and clear.
She came to my room yesterday. Like we talked yesterday. Like it's no like I've always said, it's about the kids. It's not about me, it's about the kids.
Okay.
And like, it is what it is. It's about the kids.
Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you, Sabrina. President of Monroe County Board of Education.
They're definitely about the kids. And Coach, we appreciate you for letting us know what was going on. We really do.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of us that didn't know. And you talk about the out-of-state alumni. I haven't been to Monroeville in over 30 years. And I will give anything and everything to bring it back. And I can guarantee you it's 1,000 people like me.
Sabrina is a very good source. She's a very good resource. Monroe County. I think she should be mayor, but that's just my opinion. Just saying.
I
Sabrina,
thought you was running for mayor, Ella.
Yes, I was confused. Like, I was like, oh, okay.
Man,
I thought you was running for mayor, Ella.
There is no way in the world they would let me come up in there and be their mayor. No, that ain't gonna happen. Listen.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Yeah.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Don't knock it till you try it. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, Alfie says, give the coach my number. I'll do a book signing at Walmart in Monroeville. I'm on Walmart's site, and I will share it with.
That's big.
Lessons. Huge.
That's big.
That's what
Alfie,
it's about.
I will give him your number, my friend. I'll give him your number. Russell's giving you his number. Look at that. All the help you need, coach. We presented
We got you, coach. We got you. Monroe County High School alumni, you gonna get good.
I'm telling you, these are all alumni coming at you. And Alfie didn't even go to County High.
Okay, just being in Monroeville, like I say, Monroeville saved my life. I was a juvenile delinquent, came from Brooklyn, New York. My mother dropped me off cross town, and she told me, stay with your family and go play ball. And I did that. Walked up out of there with a scholarship to Livingston University, all county defensive player of the year. Monroeville, we love Monroeville, and we gonna always love Monroeville.
There's Ernie right there. There's Ernie signing a scholarship right there. There he is. There he is again, defensive player of the year.
Oh, look at my mama. God bless my mama. She's not here, but she made it. She made it to Monroeville. She was in New York, and that's the one picture I got with her my senior year, was her coming with me to sign my scholarship.
Well, before we get out of here, guys, I wanna talk as I'm going through all of these pictures. But this is Duran. This is the GoFundMe. I like.
Okay.
Yeah, class of '88 represent. That's my friend. And this is also for the cheerleaders, guys. They want to get a flag.
Yes.
So I need everybody. Yeah. Okay. So this one I want y'all to do for me. Yeah. I love my cheerleaders. You know, I'm a cheerleader till I die.
Okay.
I can't jump or do any of those splits anymore. Okay. But I love my cheerleaders, and I want you guys in the link. I have all of the links for the wish list and everything. Please go and help them so that they can get what they need as well. Okay. And I want to show you guys some of these things. Look at how the community came out last week.
Beautiful.
Thank you guys for everybody excelled donating to the volleyball.
Beautiful.
Look at the stuff that was showing up.
That's not half. I promise you. I got more pictures of stuff.
Beautiful.
I'm sure. I couldn't get all of them. I see them. I just couldn't get. I just wanted to get.
I got a whole another hallway full now.
Oh wow. And I want to talk about this too, guys. This is coming up September 24th. I was on the phone because I noticed in one of the comments that they were talking about this day of prayer, and this lady wanted to help with the FCS. You know, because y'all remember when we were in school, we had Fellowship of Christian Athletes and stuff like that.
Yes.
So she wanted to bring something like that, but she said, "Oh, Ella, they already have it at Career Tech. Career Tech has something like that." She said, "But if you can share with your audience tonight about this, there's a See You at the Pole rally coming up September 24th, and it's free, guys. Get your kids there, people. It's a free event for all 7th and 12th graders in the county. It's free to go out, and it looks like what does it say where it's at? But I have the free registration also in the links already for you, so you guys can go and check that out, because there's a lot of stuff that's out there for these kids. We got to develop them. We got to develop everything, not just sports.
Yes.
Volleyball, there's the schedule.
Sure
Here's the football schedule. You got Bayside Academy coming up next, coach, September 12th.
Yep.
We're going to win that game? Yes. All right. I love it.
Love the confidence. We got to get ready. They're good.
Got to get ready.
Got to get ready, baby. It's going to be a long week. Y'all might not talk to me the rest of the week. Coach and disappeared.
Okay.
Oh, no. And then
handle your business, coach.
I really want Jennifer to talk about, because Jennifer,
this is awesome.
You spearheaded something really amazing in Monroe County, and I can't get off this show without letting you talk about what it is, what it means, and why you felt led to do it.
I try not to cry.
No, don't do it.
It's love all right, you, baby.
We love you.
Let it out.
You passionate.
This is from my heart. This is nothing but God laid this on my heart after I saw that Facebook post. And as a mama, I just know what it meant to my child, for me to be there, for me to hand them out snack bags, for me to provide for them as well as the others. And that's where it come from, is my heart. I just wanted these kids to know that somebody's there for them.
And that's all they want to know.
Our kids are lacking the support and knowing that somebody's there for them. I've told mine from very early on, when you go to school, you don't pick on other kids because you don't know what they're going through at home.
Amen. Amen.
That school is their only outlet. And if you're going to make it a bad day for them, they're already suffering. I mean, why? But y'all, I'm just very overwhelmed at what I thought maybe 5 people would do, and a whole community stood up behind.
Yes,
you are a beautiful person. You are a beautiful person, and we really appreciate you. Because we got your back. We got your back. And that's what them kids need to know, is that we support them, that we love them. And yes, life is bigger than sports. It's about them being well-rounded people.
Yes, it is.
And we appreciate y'all. And to Ella, one love for you doing the show. You know, you're an original African-American cheerleader at County High, and you represented your whole way through. So you're a legend too.
Oh, you're so nice. You too. We all listen. Once a tiger, always a tiger. My shirt says
always.
You know, and that's why I'm here, and that's why all of us are here. We all, it kind of got a little, you know, we had to iron through some things. But we needed to talk about it. Stuff got to come out, because at the end of the day, Coach, this was for the kids. This was my way of saying, get it out there the best way. But we got to have a real conversation. I don't like pie in the sky stuff. I won't do that. I don't want to be involved. I want to talk about the good, the ugly, and the bad, because that's how we get to the root. Because if people are telling you I have an issue, you can't just skate over it. If you want to get to where we're trying to get, no, address their concerns. Address it.
Develop trust.
That's it. What you say?
Develop the trust. They got to develop the trust.
Got to develop the trust. And that's not something you started. That has nothing to do with you. You walked into that. So with no disrespect to you, this was something that was there. So now you know why people are reluctant. You got your answer tonight, or did you? Did you get your answer tonight?
I definitely got my answer.
All right.
And keep up the good work, Coach.
Keep up the good work. I'm gonna be there at the homecoming. You'll know me because I'm gonna be
I'll
one
make
of the
it
loudest.
myself. I'm trying.
I'm happy to talk to the team, Ella.
Huh?
We just talk to the team.
Oh, you know, you ain't said nothing. I might even put on a cheerleader uniform and bring it back. If I can find one myself.
You got to cheer with the girls. You got to get on the field and cheer with them.
Listen, I have no problem with that. I haven't lost that. I might not be able to jump, but I still got the moves, brother. I still got the moves.
Now I'll pay to see that.
Okay. Because Leanne and I talk a lot, guys, and I love her cheerleaders. I can't wait. We're going to get you involved in November, Coach, because we have a new group, and I'm just saying it for the first time here tonight. And the title of that group is 51 Neighborhood Network, DeVille Connection. And
that's nice.
It's a group of us who are getting together, and we're going to have our first event the Saturday after Thanksgiving, November 29th. And it's bringing everybody together. We got local talent. That's, you know, Hamp's son. Y'all remember Hamp was a legend. And his son
definitely, Mr. Blackman. Definitely.
What? Well,
definitely. Just a beast. That's what I'm saying. The athlete that came through is just unbelievable.
Yeah. So we're going to have a big thing. So y'all look out for that. All right. Thank you so much, Sabrina. Sabrina is a gem. And she said it's all about the kids. That's all it's all about. And that's what it is for all of us. Guys, we tried to cover all the subjects tonight. Y'all are bringing in so many comments. Sister girl can't even pull them up fast enough. But you guys, please go back, watch the show again so that you can get a full gist of everything that Tisha said. Oh, I still have my cheer uniform. Girl, really? Like, you probably can get in you.
You should have seen her in the stands last night.
I am mad at you. Well, listen, I can't wait.
Any kind of torn anything. I want to come out here. I'm not responsible for it. Them stairs down there. Like
Listen.
you get down there, you can't get up. We got an ambulance in the corner. I'll make sure you get everything done.
Man, look at all I need is I might need a little oxygen, but I got it from there.
Tisha had her kids doing like this, and she was in the stands just to cheer. She still got it.
You know they be embarrassed by their parents, but we'll sure be out there cheering for them.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what we got. To wrap everything up, Coach, you have Russell, who is going to help get you ready for the board. You have Crystal, who can help with everything. Then you have Kim, that's going to help with the budget. Crystal is very raw. She's my friend, but she's very, very, very knowledgeable, and she knows a lot of people. She's red velvet for a reason. Yeah, she's good. This is one you want to know. She's one you want to know, real talk. So, and we're going to make sure you get what you need. We'll support. All right. All right, guys. Well, we've been here. This has been a long show. And I'm sorry if you guys had to go to the restroom or anything and couldn't get up.
Nah, we good.
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah, right, my knees just bad.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. My knees bad. My eyes ain't too good. Oh, my God. Here we go. All right, guys. We're going to get out of here. I want to thank everybody. There's been so many of you that have stuck with us throughout the night. This has been an excellent show. We may have to come back for part 2. I'm not opposed to that.
Me either.
Yeah, I think this is a conversation that we have to keep having until we get where we need to be, guys.
Definitely.
All right. So I want to thank you all so much for tuning into the Ella Johnson Show. I will try to rebroadcast this show because I think that we need to watch it again. All right. But thank you. You guys have a great evening, and we'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Ella Johnson Show. We'll see you next time.
We are supporters of the Ella Johnson Show. We live in South Korea. We have been watching Ella Johnson Show for like a year now. And we love her show. Her show is very inspirational, motivational, and educational.
If you would like to be a guest on the Ella Johnson Show, send an email to theellajohnsonshow@gmail.com or send a text message to 407-334-6997.
We love Ella Johnson Show.